We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig. You decide when you lose, not other people. And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. If you like common sense, hit that thumbs up button and, of course, the subscribe button. And join us Monday through Friday live at 11 a.m. Central Time. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollers.locals.com. What's going on, everybody? Hi, happy Monday, Tuesday. It is Wednesday. It is hump day. It is Wednesday, right? I think it's yes, confirmed. It is indeed Wednesday. Hello, everybody. Good to see everybody. Glad you're with us. And man, oh man, do we have a good show today. I know, I get it. The doc stuff, it's exhausting, but I'm glad you're with us. We're going to be putting a bow on this whole thing as best we possibly can, unless something insane happens, which it may. But first, let's introduce the one, the only, America's sweetheart. It's Blabs.
Oh, I went from Guam to America. I am traveling the seas, conquering everything. All will be mine. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. There's a lot of news today. I woke up and the internet was like violence, and there's lots of news. Not all of it's good, not all of it's bad, but yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. The last few days has been going on. It's been the equivalent of going on the internet and being in that fight scene from Anchorman, where all the Anchormen go together and they
fight together. Yeah,
right. That's essentially what it's been the last 2 days on the internet, really since Friday.
Yeah,
so I found my best to just try to watch from the sidelines and be like, oh, okay, there you go.
So that happened.
Sometimes you get thrust on into it, but that's the way the internet go. Sometimes. Well, look, we have a great show today. A couple wonderful friends joining us today, and it is a excellent adventure with Side Scroll Hers today, as I'm going to be surrounded by estrogen in the best way possible. Let's first introduce Nina Infinity. Great to see you.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you guys. Thanks for the invite. It's love to be here. Thank you.
Glad you're here. Before the show, spoilers, Nina came in, said, I can do some twerking for you. We said, no.
We're not allowing it. Producer overruled. No.
Rage twerking.
Discourse twerking.
And Vlad said, well, no, I will twerk.
No, I have never twerked in my life. Never will.
And then I was like, no, I'll twerk.
And that will bring all the bucks.
Craig, everybody will want to see that.
Yes.
There's a I'll tell you what, man, there's an audience for everything online except for that. Nobody wants to see that. Zero out of everybody wants to see that. But I'll tell you what, let's also bring in our other fun guest. First time on the show. Glad to welcome Vara Dark. Hello. Great to see you.
Hi, it's great to be here. Super excited about the show.
Yeah. So you done any twerking lately?
No, definitely not.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, glad you're with us. Congratulations on your success. The channel's been blowing up.
Yeah.
And you haven't had to punch anybody.
Not yet. I will if I have to, though.
Is that, really? You gonna?
I will.
I will.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Love it. What can I do to help facilitate that?
Wasn't Keem gonna set up the fight?
There were several groups that were willing to set it up, and well, it seems like that's not going anywhere, and not because of me.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's backtrack so everybody's on the same page here, right? For those who may not know, Alyssa Mercante from Kotaku she had her famous or infamous hey, if you don't like it, fight me, bitch, physically, right? And Vera's like, okay. and then
Sure.
she was like, actually, no, don't fight me, only on my terms, bitch. And you guys kind of slid into, you guys kind of went back and forth on DMs and stuff. And it seemed like she kind of more or less throughout the challenge, put a bunch of qualifiers attached to it. Look, I'm only going to do this if you do it this way. And that's how it's going to be. Kind of walk me through that.
Yeah, exactly. So initially she had went on that, Frosk level rant and it was hilarious. But then when people actually started calling her out and saying, "Okay, I'll take you up on the challenge," she started moving the goalposts, right? At first it was, "Oh, well, none of you want to do it for charity. I'll donate it to charity." And then it became there were several groups that wanted to set it up and she said, "Oh no, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to put my time and effort into something when you're not serious," when clearly we were both, I would think, relatively serious, seeing as she's the one who issued the challenge and we see now who wasn't serious. And then it just became, "Oh, I don't want to work with certain groups." And it just kind of spun out of control from there. And then, of course, I was talking about it and she kept going at me saying, "Oh, you're obsessed with me." But my only retort was, "Okay, so set up a fight, set it up." We're talking about somebody who will not actually, argue her position and her opinions on the industry, which is what I would rather do than physically fight. But of course, that didn't end up happening either. She, like many other people in her sphere, don't actually want to have genuine conversations with people who simply disagree with her stance, which is pathetic, of course, but also kind of hilarious because it just proves these people really have no backbone.
Well, it's been okay. So we invited Mercante on months ago when this whole thing started, right? And I sent an email to her before anybody had any idea who she was. And I was like, come on our show. Let's talk about it. Yeah. And discourse for us is important. We want to have these people on, right?
100%.
But they don't want to talk, or when they do talk, it's blah, 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 it's listen, whatever. So now we're at the point to where we want to resolve this with fisticuffs. Do you actually have any fighting background?
I do not, but I've thrown a few punches and taken a few punches. So I'm not really scared by words of wanting to fight because, well, let's be honest, we all know that she's all talk. And she's proven that time and time again.
Well, I guess so the offer's still out there, huh?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. And she wants to like Rocky 5 it and just kind of meet you in an alley.
Well, right. At first I said, I would be willing to do a professional level match. And then she spun it to, "Why don't we just meet up? Like, I'll come to you." Like, what do you want? This back alley street fighting? Like, what did she expect was going right? What did she expect was going to come from that? I was going to be like, "Yeah, okay, sure." And then 6 of her and her friends pull up. Like, what kind of response is that? Like, it was different when it was a professional level fight. We're putting money out there. It can go to a charity of choice, and well, we see what happened there. Absolutely.
Well, I think it's funny because that's the same thing happened with Frosk, like back in the day. Because I remember Quartering invited her on, and I was supposed to go on that show, and then she totally backed out. And it was like a whole thing because these people don't know how because they don't have enough conviction. So they just want to say stuff and then just virtue signal and get the likes and the clicks and that's all they really want. And so it's just really funny that this happened with you because I was I was watching on Twitter and I was like, is this really happening? Because this looks like high school.
It really felt like it.
And it's crazy because she's a writer. That's the most interesting part to me is that she's supposed to be a writer. I'm going to put that in quotes, air quotes around that. Because, there used to be a saying that was the pen is mightier than the sword. So if she actually was good at her craft, she would be able to write articles or, battle with you with words and communicate what she's trying to say, whether rather than let's take it to the streets. Right. I don't know what's going on.
You think that she would be willing to sit down and have a conversation, but that didn't end up happening. She is, again, like Frosk, where I remember even a year before Frosk had went on her, sexism and gaming rant, she had gone on a rant about how the esports scene was white and blindingly white as far as the eye could see. So she had a clear pattern of wanting to garner some kind of attention, even if it was negative. And she ended up getting a lot of attention because of that G4 rant, but it was like the same playbook with her time and time again. That's exactly what Alyssa is doing now.
Well, it's funny because you were not the only person to accept the challenge. I mean, there are several people who accepted it, including there was another lady who by the way, didn't get the same traction as you did.
No, she didn't.
Named Mara Jade and Mara. I'm sorry, I wanted to make okay.
Mara,
thank you. Yeah. So Mara, I'll tell you what, this is somebody you don't want to mess with. Mara will F you up, right? And
she's a veteran.
Yeah, she's a veteran.
She went to war.
Right.
Yep. Like actual.
Yeah, actual war. She went to war. She was in the Middle East.
She's not a social justice warrior. She's like an actual warrior. Like she literally went to the battlefield.
Yeah.
So, that didn't get a whole lot of traction. And I wonder why. Yeah.
Right. She didn't want to retweet her, posts and her, acceptance of the challenge because she knew that it wasn't going to turn out well for her.
Right. And exactly. Here was her tweet. Thank you for fighting this, Blabs. This was her throwing this out there. Come find me. Okay, challenge accepted. And she's, she's a multiple award winner of just beating the hell out of people. So, I would like to facilitate any and all people who want to beat up Alyssa McConaughey. We can make that happen. We'll see what happens. I feel
like she's gonna clip that now and take it and be like, Craig's trying to make violence on me.
Yeah.
No, what she needs to do is clip this. Too many people in life were not smacked on the back of their head by their grandpa and said, "You're being dumb," right? Like at a certain point, you got to be smacked on the back of the head and be like, "You're really acting dumb," right? And that's what I think like your fight with her or Mara's fight would do is be like, "Hey, you're acting really dumb right now." And there needs to be accountability for your words. So if she's throwing out challenges, I would love to facilitate that fight. That's all. I would love to be a part of that. I would love to call the action. It'd be so much fun. I'm an announcer, man. I would love that. It'd be great.
Back in the day, there used to be, mud wrestling involved. Like, can we get mud wrestling involved? Jello wrestling. I mean, that used to be a thing.
That's objectifying women. We can't have that. Oh no. But it's just an absolutely pathetic situation. Again, if she actually wanted to prove that she is smart and can hold her own, she would debate someone. And it doesn't even have to be me. I mean, I've said this in every video I've made about her. Every time I've talked about her in a live stream, I would have a civil discussion whether she wanted it in a live stream so it can't be edited or a pre-recorded video and like she can see it before it goes up, something like that. But she won't debate me. She won't debate anybody really, which is, funny that Kotaku will allow her to, fist fight somebody, but not actually debate them in a live stream for an hour. My gosh.
Well, it's been interesting to watch, and I'm sure it's been great for you as far as your channel growth. And
she got me about 3,000 Twitter followers, Twitter/X followers, and I think 1,000 YouTube subscribers, maybe 1,500. So I appreciate it, Alyssa.
Yay!
Good for you. Good for you. Awesome. Well, Nina, if you want to mud wrestle, I mean, by all means, I think we can facilitate that too. If that's what you really want to do. I mean, just
I'm not saying me. I'm saying let's throw the mud in there on her and Vara.
So that was me projecting. I'd like to mud wrestle. There you go.
Hey, I said you could be the announcer.
I'm in.
You know what? I would be an announcer too.
Yeah.
All right.
Or one of those girls that just walks around going like round one. Like I'll do the round.
Totally.
Round one
there
thing.
we go. We've got it.
I will listen. I'll mud wrestle Dark Side Phil. That's.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll pass.
Oh my god!
It's got to be a kiddie pool full of Jello. That's what it is.
Oh my god! And then have Adam Krigler be like the round one guy. Like,
I'd pay to see Adam do this.
Yeah.
Right, that'd be awesome. All right. Well, look, we got a lot going on today. Once again, we're gonna have a great show. I want to remind you guys we are live over at x.com/sidescrollerpod. You can find us over there. You could have found out that Nina and Vara were going to be on the show just by following us over there. So make sure you guys follow us over there and catch clips of the show and all sorts of stuff. It's like an extension of YouTube, more or less. We are leaning into X as well. We are also live over at Rumble at rumble.com/sidescrollerpod. We love Rumble. Why do we love Rumble?
Great.
Because it grows organically.
That's right. We're organically growing over on Rumble, which, by the way, like apparently, like I'm not a super political guy, but I've been keeping track from afar. Apparently, like Rumble's the only place where you're going to be able to like restream that. Rumble and X are the only place you're going to be able to restream the debate that's coming up. I guess.
I believe so.
Apparently, CNN is going to be striking down commentators on. I think it was just specified YouTube, but who knows? It could go further than that, like Twitch as well.
It's gonna be not even on a live studio audience. I mean, it's such a stupid debate. Yeah. It's just the two of them with like the commentators or whatever, the debate people.
Yeah.
So no audience, just
no audience. It's just them.
Okay, this is news to me. We also have an Instagram account, don't we, Blabs?
We do use the files for music clips of the show. Otherwise, I don't know. Nina's gonna do some type of violent act upon your sandwiches.
Wait, what?
Eat them. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
It's a form of violence, eating somebody else's sandwich. Have you not seen Friends?
That's true.
My sandwich.
Got to get a Friends reference in today. That's awesome. We also are live over at kick.com/sidescores. And you can listen to the show every single day over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And of course, you can find us over on Locals. But if you are watching us over on YouTube, hello, welcome to the show. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We'd love for you guys to join us every Monday through Friday. Join the 85,800 normal men who just are looking for common sense in the video game and entertainment world. Hit the subscribe button and join us. And of course, 900 likes is our goal and 25 memberships. And look at this. We're off to a rip-roaring start as Ian came in with 10 gifted memberships. Ian, absolutely spectacular.
Awesome.
Usually I'd turn over to the guest today and say, what color do you want on the wall? But we're just going to go with orange to go with Vara's hair today. So I think that
works for me.
Nice.
Totally.
So, very good. Ian, thank you so much. If you guys got gifted a membership, make sure you guys say thank you and consider paying it forward. Let's paint that chat green today to celebrate Side Scroll Hers. That's outstanding. Also outstanding, Valkyria Winter came in, going on the wall as well. Vlad, please read off.
All right.
50
Valkyria says,
money.
happy to see you all alive. Oh, alive. Wow, thank you. Okay, with the very sweet and lovely Blabs, that gorgeous redhead Vara, Dark, and the very cute gaming Nina, and of course, and I guess I better add him, Craig. As always, will and scowl now for jiggling. All right, so let me hide this because Nina's not seeing this, but here we go. This is what you do for 50. Ta-da! Look at Nina's face. Yeah, so this is what you get for the 50s. Ta-da!
I didn't expect that.
Those jiggle physics are so unrealistic.
Listen, okay. Do you guys think her boobs are real?
No.
I see. Chat's all like, those are real. I'm like, are they?
I definitely don't think so. I'm calling cap on that.
Thank you. See,
Women
know when boobs are real or not.
Yeah.
We may need to examine it more throughout the show. So just throwing it out there.
Oh, that kind of examining. Okay.
No, not that kind of in Nina. I'm talking about just from the support. I'm just saying that'd be really great.
I see Cody in the chat. He says she could nurse me.
Oh my God.
Easy, Cam. Easy.
Hi, Cody.
Go race some cars out there. It's crazy. All right. Hey, look at this. Overlord came in and says, that's why I love Mara J. Mara J. That's why I love Mara. Thank you so much, Overlord, for the wonderful support. Appreciate that. Honey Badger says DrDisRespect news is boring. Well, look, today's the last day we'll probably be talking about it for a while because I think that, we hit the crest of the news yesterday with the insanity. But I don't know. Like, there's been rumors of some sort of document dropping today. We had the tweet dropped yesterday during the live show. Maybe it'll be dropping today during the show. So the chat did a good job of letting us know things are happening. But today's kind of like the recap of everything. So thank you, Honey Badger. Appreciate that. Taki came in and says, I want to sincerely apologize to Miss Dark for mistakenly talking bad about her in the chat. P.S. Your hat looks great, Craig.
Oh, I don't know what you said, but I don't forgive you. No forgiveness.
Nice.
She'll fight you, though.
That's the way of Twitter. No forgiveness.
Matthew came into the two, says Nina is always great. So it's so nice to see Vara Dark. Well, there she is. Yeah. Like really, there she is.
Me.
There
it's me.
Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate that. Bleeds when shot says this heat is killing me. Crops. I'm sorry, buddy. Sorry.
It's hot.
Yeah. Alan came in and says, I once mud wrestled a pig, but get this, she was one of my ex-girlfriends. There you go, Alan. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate that.
No.
Alan!
All right. Congratulations, Alan, on that. And Marty came in with 5 gifted memberships. Outstanding. Let's go. Y'all got gifted membership. Make sure you say thanks. Consider paying it forward. And Marty, we greatly appreciate that. Hopefully your book is selling excellent. All right, ladies. Blabs' job every day is to fill us in on today in gaming history. So what do we got today, Blabs?
Okay, so June 26th, we have Kirby 64, The Crystal Shards, releasing back in 2000. We have Naruto Ultimate Ninja, releasing back in 2006. And The Amazing Spider-Man video game is now 12 years old, releasing back in 2012. And oddly enough, there's like a lot of Spider-Man games being released like this week, back in the day. So they always like marketed them around the same day.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's Kirby 64. You had a tweet pulled up that Kirby 64 was a pretty big deal back in the day, huh?
Yeah, somebody really liked what we had to say. I was like, yes, justice. I did a game correct. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all these games are, pretty notable for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Spider-Man in 2012 was the thing about Spider-Man.
Andrew Garfield, isn't it? The Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah.
Well, sure, but I think the game itself was, it's obviously the prequel to Spider-Man 2, which was thought of as a really prominent game, and won several game of the year awards and such like that. But Spider-Man is just, the web swinging element to Spider-Man is the most important element to all that game. When you disregard the story, disregard fighting, it's all about how you swing and move around cities. And that game did an exceptional job of that. So
yes.
I do have a fourth mention, though, and I didn't put it in here because I feel like chat would roast me. Ratatouille was released back in 2007, the video game. And that game was
Ratatouille's
awesome.
So cute.
It was a fun video game. I actually
It
played
was.
Like a year
I never
ago.
played that.
It's fun. It's really fun.
It is
really
fun.
cute. You run around as a rat.
Yeah.
And the graphics are adorable, so yeah.
I didn't even like the movie, so I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch or play that game.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's like one of the
gosh.
most fun Pixar movies to ever exist. The
I know.
music,
It is.
everything, the story.
I got bored. I was like, this is boring.
Oh man. What?
I know.
Yeah.
Like
you
the
know, you
only
disappoint me.
Pixar movies I
You
didn't
make me
like.
sad.
I'm sorry.
Ratatouille, I mean, it's okay. Like,
Whoa, don't be a hater.
What is
I'm
wrong
not-
with you two?
With you, Craig. I
Think
was like,
before
eh.
you speak, okay? Oh,
okay, hold on. Listen, we did a ranking of Capcom Disney games the other day. We may need to do a Pixar
Yes.
tier.
yes.
Because here's the thing:
Yes.
Ratatouille, B tier. It's good. It's not great.
Nah,
I'm this close from booting you backstage.
No, definitely A. at
I would say
least.
C.
Whoa. S tier.
Oh my god.
And we're gonna fight. Let's go. I love this. Okay, here we go. Let's do a quick glance of animated films. Okay, we're gonna go from the origin. Why not? We're here. This is our show. We can do what we want. Here's the list of Pixar films: Toy Story, S tier.
S tier.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bugs Life.
S
Hey,
tier.
I love Bugs Life.
I like Bugs Life too.
S
Yeah.
tier.
Very
It's
good.
a poo-poo platter.
S tier.
Yes.
I don't know if S though. I would
A
say A.
Are you? Are you
All right,
serious right
maybe like the highest of the A.
Yeah, I would
borderline.
say at least A or B.
now? Oh man, I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna throw it
I
a big
wouldn't say S though.
B, maybe C on that. Okay.
Oh
Toy
my
Story 2.
gosh.
Listen, I know I am a monster.
Yeah.
A
Toy Story 2.
tier. I would say A. It wasn't
Okay.
as good as the first one.
Monsters Inc.
S.
S.
Okay. Agreed.
I actually
Finding
don't
Nemo.
like Monsters Inc.
Why?
Really?
I don't know. It's just weird, man. Boo! Kidding.
You
Anyway.
like Ratatouille more than Monsters? Inc.?
Yes, it's so
Wow.
wholesome.
Okay. Let's just in the interest of time, all right? Let's just take a look here. I'm just saying.
They're all S. They're all
Finding
S.
Nemo is
Straight up.
S.
But
Yes.
Ratatouille doesn't even crack the top 5.
Wally
this movie-
S.
Blah, blah. That's all I hear from you, Craig.
It's not.
Hater.
You have some type of agenda against rats.
No, he's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
Dude, I think Luca's a better film.
Oh,
Like,
Luca's
I've never even seen
adorable.
Luca.
Luca is a great movie, but
It's
Ratatouille's
cute.
better.
Yeah, I agree.
Inside Out
What's
2.
Lightyear? Lightyear? F tier?
Yeah,
What's,
it's
what's,
Yeah.
what's below Trash Fire?
I'm just saying, like in the grand scheme of Ratatouille, and Blabs, I bet you didn't know that when you left it at number 4 on your list today, that you'd bring up such a hot conversation. But
No, I didn't think this would happen. Maybe I
Listen,
should put it on
You know
next
what's
time.
weird though? I feel like if I watched Ratatouille now, because we have so much shit out there, I would probably
You'd
think
love it.
Ratatouille is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, because you know how
True.
back in the day
It's
you'd be like,
gorgeous,
"Oh, this movie
movie.
sucks," and then now you rewatch it and you're like, "My God, this was amazing." It's
Yeah.
things have
The
changed.
music alone is beautiful. Ugh, no.
You know what's really underrated are the Warner Brothers ones, like Quest for Camelot. Those
Yeah.
deserved way more hype.
Agreed.
Those are
Agreed.
so good.
Quest for Camelot. I don't even know. Let's see,
Yes.
what-
Oh my gosh, a female protagonist who isn't a Mary Sue.
I don't even know what this is. I've never even heard of this movie before.
I've heard of it, but I don't remember it.
Basically, Lancelot's daughter has to go on a quest to save Excalibur
Okay.
and save her mother.
All right.
It is such a cute movie.
Virtue signal.
Oh, I think I've seen
You're
it.
A nice, strong female protagonist who is simply doing
Yes, I
something for the
have
good
seen
of the
that.
kingdom.
It's been a minute since I've seen this one.
Oh, and her boyfriend is blind.
Uh-oh.
Yes, he is.
Wow.
And it's voiced by Robin Hood, right? Carrie
Yes,
Elvis.
yes.
Yeah, I've seen it. I watched it on Netflix. a couple
Talk
years
about
ago.
diversity
It's
there.
such a good movie. And it's just like
Right,
they make
progressive.
blind jokes throughout the whole thing.
That's
The
amazing.
whole thing.
I was going to say they could almost re-release this movie today. And it would,
No, they couldn't. No,
No.
too many
Guess
blind
not.
jokes.
Guess not.
Not enough black people, too many blind people. Nah, they wouldn't be happy with it.
Nah.
All right. Well, look, we got a lot to talk about today. In addition to Quest for Camelot and Pixar rating, we got a lot of video game and entertainment news to get to. So let's get into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for hard news. All right. I can't think of anything more hardcore than the first thing we're going to show you ladies today. And that is a raccoon being saved. Blabs always finds something to share. And this is very important. Important hard news. Maybe the most important of all the news. Have you seen the raccoon that was choking online? Have you seen this?
No.
Well, he was only choking for a short amount of time as this wonderful man came up and saved the raccoon from choking. Let's check out this remarkable video. Blabs, thank you so much for sharing.
I think that he isn't. He is choking, though.
He's a hero.
Poor Bill.
What a chat.
There you go.
He's a
There he
good
is.
human.
Let's go. You're making it time.
Yay.
My favorite, it's not the fact that they saved the raccoon. My favorite thing is the way the men respond to this.
I know they're like, no! That's amazing.
I just want to hear them just get so jacked up about this. Here we
There
go.
you go. There it is. Let's take it on. Let's go. You're
My
making
only
it
critique
time.
would be like
I
they
love
should
that.
stop behind him and like let him out of the flashlight because that shit's bright in his face. And that guy was just joking. Like let him get a moment before you like yeah. He's probably like whoa, what just
He's
happened?
probably freaking out. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is going on?
He's just like I've just been slapped. What happened?
Right. Well, he was probably going into his, he was probably blacking out. And then he came back to the light, like literally after.
Yeah.
These guys were
Follow
hyped.
the light, little raccoon.
Yeah.
I hope you got that. I hope you got that.
I hope he's okay, little guy.
He just walks on off and doesn't even realize what a great thing they just did. They saved
I have a
him.
raccoon story. You guys want to hear my raccoon story?
Okay.
Sure do we.
So when I first met my boyfriend, well, now husband, I was living at his house and he had this backyard. And one night I heard all these like weird noises and I was like, what's going on? Like, sounds like something's dying out there. And so I like go and like look through the blinds and it was really dark, but I see these two raccoons like fighting. They're like crazy fighting. And I was like, oh my God, you have to go outside and stop them. They're going to kill each other. There's going to be blood all over the place. And he looks at me and he goes, they're having sex. And I was like, there's no way. Like, there's no way. They're like gonna kill each other. And then all of a sudden, one of them mounted the other one. And yeah,
Wow.
they were having sex. It was nice.
Thanks, Mina.
I
It
love
was
that.
really graphic. It was in my backyard. I was like, is this like the National Geographic channel? Never seen, actual animals having sex. And you see it on like TV, but when you watch it, you're like, oh my God.
Violent.
It's very violent.
Listen, I want to tell you this right now. When I put together the side scrollers bingo card today, raccoon sex was not on the card.
Definitely not.
But hey, that's the way this goes.
I have
That's the way
great
this
stories,
goes.
Craig. I have
I
great
love
stories.
it, Nina. Thank you for sharing. That's
Welcome.
wonderful. That's good. Thank you for your bravery in sharing. That's
You're welcome.
all right. Hey, speaking of bravery, let's go to somebody who's stunning and brave. I don't know. This video is being passed around. The former Bachelorette star out of
Oh my God. I saw it.
Oh no.
Have you seen this guy? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This wonderful, powerful woman.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the video that was being passed around over the last couple days,
That was
and
cringe.
well, yeah, it is cringe. Let's check this out real quick.
Hey everyone, sorry I look like a hot mess today. I just wanted to vent a little bit. I feel like dates can be so cheap. The last couple of dates that I've gone on, I've expected the guy to pay because I feel like the man should pay for the first date, and they just don't want to. And so I just
Can I just stop really quick and just really admire what an awesome 5 o'clock shadow he has right now? It's spectacular. Sorry, I just noticed that. It was, it was great. Let's continue.
had
The
a
chest
date
hair.
Oh, yeah, very burly. Very burly for sure.
earlier
I'm
this
gonna go throw up
afternoon,
now.
and I sat there when the bill came, and finally I just said the guy should pay first, and kind of pushed it towards him, and he said, well, in that case you should pay. And I just thought, that is so rude.
Okay, so you get the bit here, right? So this guy is a social media dude. He has like 1 million followers over on Instagram and stuff, and he's really leaning into this, right? And we saw this. What was it, probably 6-8 months ago? It was like some dude out of Ohio, Blabs, who he was like some normal guy in a suit, and he's like, "I'm a brave woman."
Yeah, wait, you're telling me this guy's a parody account?
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so
I have a feeling.
Is he?
I hope so, because he
wondering.
I hope
posted
so.
something else that really pissed me off. He was
I'm
all like, when I
pretty
put
sure
my
that
makeup
he
on,
is.
I'm a woman.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that it's a parody, but I feel like we're
It's
living
hard
in
to
such a
tell.
clown
You never
world.
can
It
tell.
really is.
No, you can't tell
But-
anymore.
isn't that the idea though? That like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
even if it is parody, you're like, we are in clown. I mean, look, we usually do Clown World on Friday, but this is very Clown World. Anyways, last night he was on Alex Stein's show, and Alex Stein, a former guest of the show, Alex pretty much just called him on it, and it's spectacular. But with that said, I don't know if y'all have seen this video or not from last night, Alex Stein's show, but he calls him on it. But the beauty of this bit is that nobody can tell him otherwise, right? If he says he's a woman, he's a woman, and you have to respect it, right? That's the beauty of this whole thing. So here it is last night.
Listen, let's just cut the kayfabe. You know who I am. I'm Primetime 99 Pimp on a Blimp. I wear the tuck-friendly bathing suit. I've done
I
it all.
love
I've
Alex.
done this gimmick 1,000,000 times over. I know what it's like to put on the dress, to try to be funny. And for me, I'm just being honest with you, Josh, it's caused me a lot of backlash. As a matter of fact, you get a lot of hate for doing it, not necessarily from the left-leaning people that you're making fun of, but you'll never be accepted by the right side either, because they're always going to consider you a freak. I'm just telling you this as a friend. I know this is a bit. I know it's a gimmick, and I know you're trolling, and I love it because I do the same thing. But how long do you think you can do this for, dude? I mean, let's just be real. I mean, I know this as a comedian. You know this as a person that I've been on reality TV. You've been on reality TV. And I am a fan of yours, Josh, and I have the most respect for you, and I'm not just saying that. How long are you going to do this bit for? I mean, it can only last so long. You can only put on the tuck-friendly bathing suit.
How long has
So
he
long.
been doing it for?
I can't imagine it's been very long.
Yeah.
'Cause I only saw that one clip. I've never seen
I've
him do
seen
it.
2 clips. Where
Yeah, I've
he's
seen,
like
like, 2
talking about his
clips.
makeup on. He's like, I'm a
Okay.
woman because I can put on makeup by
He's-
myself.
And he's acting so serious. That's
Yeah.
what really gets me.
Is he
Right.
trying to like do a parody of Dylan Mulvaney? Like, is that what's going on?
I think
He's doing a good job. If it's a parody, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the idea is that, you know, at this point in society, right, you can just say these things and people have to accept it. And if you don't accept it, you're part of the problem, right?
Yep,
So-
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
So right. So Alex calls him on this, and listen to his response.
Okay.
Well, it's not a bit for me. It may have been a bit for you, but for me, it's how I feel.
Josh, you're
and-
lying. You know, what did your parents say about this? Does your mom or dad know about this? Are you close to them?
I'm close with some family members, yeah.
And I'm sure that they do not like this because they know that Josh is a bodybuilding guy that likes to slam babes. That's why he's on The Bachelorette. And they know this whole gimmick, and you have 1 million Instagram followers, and now you're going super viral, and I know what that's like. And what people don't understand is when you have the mindset that you and I have, we don't care. I don't care. People can make fun of you. That's not me, like, kind of confronting you right now. It's not going to hurt your feelings. But your family, they could be embarrassed by this. Do you not feel any sort of, you know, guilt to them? Not for you, because I see you're like me. We don't have a lot of shame. But your loved ones, they know it's a bit. I mean, why are you going to do this to them for so long, Josh?
Yeah, I'm just living my authentic truth. And
Come on, Josh, show me too. Quit playing with me. I'm the pimp on a blam, Josh. I can do this bit. I can do this dance with you. We can joke around and all, you know.
Look,
I'll be
he's
nice and
smiling.
I'll
He
say all
can't
the-
even hold it. He was
He-
like, he's
he
cracking.
really can't.
He's like, oh, I can't
Yep.
hold this. Oh, he's calling me out.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah, I certainly see it. Definitely seems like he's trying to make a point, right?
Yeah.
He's trying, you
Yeah,
know, I'm just looking
definitely.
at my authentic truth. This is how I feel. It's all about feelings. It's not
Right.
about facts, you
He's
know.
really committed to the bit.
He
Absolutely.
really is, which is why it's so questionable for so many people. Like, is this real? Is this serious?
Yeah, it's amazing to see. And I love that Alex called him on it, but I also love that the guy stayed committed to the bit, right? Because
Same
Yeah.
here.
right.
Good for him.
Well, it's it really says a lot that, you know, now there are some articles, and it's really honestly transphobic of these articles that have called him a parody of it, which I've seen guys who look worse than that who dress in women's clothing that to claim they're women, and they are validated. So I'm just saying that's very transphobic.
But
of
they
him.
usually have jobs at schools.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh man! All right, we got our next news. Oh, you know what? I failed to mention at the start of the show. It is June, and it is Pride Month. It's really important that we recognize Pride Month. And I want to remind everybody that we do have our Pride merchandise available right now. Our American Pride shirt available right now in our store. Make sure you guys go pick it up if you haven't yet. Now's the time to do it. Available till July 4th. But if you pick it up now, you'll probably get it before then. Would be great. So go pick it up right now, your American Pride shirt. Now, with that said, that is called a segue as we segue to what Twitch announced yesterday in their Pride Month announcement. Blabs, do you have that pulled up?
I do, so I added as an overlay since I didn't really have to share my whole documents and stuff. But here that is. Twitch says, hello, sorry, I didn't have time to put a background. Twitch says 2 words, Pyramid Head, Happy Pride, y'all.
That is hilarious. That is so good.
And the reason I had to share it as an overlay was because Twitch deleted that afterwards.
Yep, they did. I don't know who is on their staff that decided to tweet that, but it's great. It is gold, in my opinion.
Okay, so let's analyze this really quick. There we go. Pyramid Head. Okay, walk me through, because I'm clueless on this.
Me too.
Right.
I'm a little clueless too. Can someone
So
explain that to me?
Yes, please walk us through this, Blabs. Why did they feel the need to remove this?
Well, because now I've never played any of these games like Silent Hill 2 and whatnot, but Pyramid Head is a monster from Silent Hill.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
apparently the monster manifested from the protagonist's darkest recesses of his mind. And if you scroll all the way down, there's a perfect example of it. And he's representing sexual desire. And in his first appearance in Silent Hill 2, he is raping another monster. So right there where it says James sexual repression, that's the whole little bit that would.
Dude, I
relate
used to
this
have
Twitch.
nightmares about that thing. That thing is freaky.
Yep,
So
Pyramid Head
for
is-
Twitch to go and say Happy Pride when this is a monster, is very, very interesting and telling of what they think of gays and trans and all that other stuff, because they're like,
Ooh.
happy pride, this
And
guy is the monster and he great.
Yeah, and I also have to ask, how did someone read that? Like, what was the positive spin supposed to be? Like, usually they say, oh, we slightly, misworded it or it was taken out of context, but like, what could be the positive outcome of that? Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't understand the correlation, but Craig,
He's the best of the bad? I don't know.
I don't know either way. It doesn't
Yeah.
sound very good for them.
Yeah, I don't understand the correlation of how you get a graping monster to Pride Month. But there it is.
Oh.
And then Twitch subsequently deleted that. Now, I don't know when they deleted it because it was still up for like a couple hours. And I checked it this morning when I was checking the documents. I'm like, it's gone now. So yeah.
I bet they were focused on the doc situation and they were looking at that side of social media and not really worrying about the interaction they were getting on their own tweets. So that's probably why it was up for a bunch of hours, because instantly it faced backlash, but it was still up for a while.
Wow.
Is it because he can't tell if he has a sex or not? Like, maybe that's why.
But
So
I mean, he's
like,
graping another monster.
Yeah.
He thinks he's hot. They have for years. They think Pyramid Head is hot.
Ew.
Anyway, Craig, you're muted. So,
It's probably best I stay muted during that segment. Probably best. Well, that's interesting. And I mean, like, once again, at a certain point, like, who puts this together? Like,
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Pyramid Head is like this hyper masculine figure, and then they're just like, Happy Pride.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay.
Well, everything is gay now, so maybe Pyramid Head is gay.
Monster Grape is gay now. You heard it from Twitch first.
In the new remakes, they're leaking remake information over here.
Oh no, we don't want to hear anything about.
That's what's gonna. That's
No.
that's the next Silent Hill movie, guys. It's gonna be about how Pyramid Head found himself.
Right. Yes. He was living his true self. That's
He's soul searching.
All right.
Finding his true identity.
Well, hopefully we can all move on from that. Thanks, Twitch, for that wonderful, wonderful example there. Blabs, you wanted to talk Harry Potter.
I mean, I'm very hesitant on all of this, and I need to do more research first. But there's been a progression, if you will, for the Harry Potter reboot or the show coming out on Max. They have found their writer, who has been leaked months ago that this was going to be or narrowed down selection.
Yeah.
And then they've also found a director for some of the episodes. Now, the thing is, I've done some quick research on both of these people. Don't have a huge resume, so I'm like, well, they're HBO people. So they worked on like a couple of projects with HBO already. And that's how they got their shoe in the door. So I don't really like that. The only thing I do like is that David Heyman is set to produce, and he produced all 8 movies and Fantastic Beasts. So at least there's somebody from the previous stuff who's going to be on this.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Doesn't
really
J.K. Rowling also have like final approval on
yeah,
everything?
she's got like
Yes.
a huge yay or nay.
Yeah,
It's
she's
her
like
baby.
an executive producer, and
Yeah.
apparently they signed a bunch of deals with her so that she can make the executive decisions on a lot of things. And my problem with only having like a director for 1 or 2 episodes, or like a writer or like a bunch of writers, and we see this happen very often, especially with HBO, is the fact that it's not cohesive. Like, look at House of the Dragon, right? I love House of the Dragon. I think that it's really great. I think Game of Thrones, obviously, the last 2 seasons, we're not going to talk about those. But the problem that they face is that each episode has a distinct tone, and the tones are very different because you have different writers and different directors. And that to me is an instant red flag at this point, because again, we're talking about the overarching story coming together and being really good. But then there are episodes that are clearly worse than others because you didn't have like 1 or 2 people working together the entire season.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's what
not
they're doing
cohesive.
here. Yeah, no. And that's what they're doing here. That's my biggest worry at this point. Obviously, we're still years away from it coming out. We don't have a lot of information, and I hope it turns out to be good. But at the same time, it's just instantly, this red flag when we hear that there's going to be multiple people doing multiple different things.
Yeah, I have the same sentiments. I find it very incohesive. And you can even take Star Wars sequels, for example. They had different images, different visions, I would say, for each movie, and it was completely a train wreck. So I don't like that they have a director for this and a writer for that, or whatever it is. And I'm like, I need someone who's going to be there the entire time, who can commit for the next decade of their life.
100%.
Full image, you need to start and end and everything. You can't just be like, all right, that person goes there. It's not, I don't know. I don't think
exactly.
I
agree.
I think depending on if you have a good showrunner, though, you can pull it off. Like with different directors, there's been other sci-fi shows that I've watched. I mean, obviously, like Star Trek, like that they have like episodic directors, but the whole the showrunner is who has the main vision. And so this doesn't worry me too much. Also, because again, it'll depend on the showrunner, but also the fact that JK does have final say kind of gives me a little bit of a relief, because I'm like, at least I know it's not going to be like woke garbage that's going to go into this.
The only thing that I'll say is that, George R.R. Martin has made and allowed a lot of changes to specific, characters and their backstories in order to try to appeal to what Hollywood deems as the modern audience. And while JK is very vocal in her personal opinions, whether it's like personal or political, she is very vocal, but at the same time, I do feel there is going to be some level of alteration. Like the Hermione debate has been one for a very long time at this point. A lot of people think that she will be race swap, that she will be different. There are other characters where we think that may happen. And I do think that we are going to see even if it's small, a level of bending the knee to try to make things slightly different. And obviously, I hope that does not happen. But at the same time, HBO is kind of known for that at this point. So that also doesn't really sit very well with me.
You're muted, Craig. But yeah, no, there's like a lot to be said, because even Fantastic Beasts, if you liked it or you didn't like it, that's your opinion. But she didn't really make it woke whatsoever.
No, she didn't.
Everyone shat on that movie, but there was some story to it where like the uncle and the father band together to protect a boy, right? So it's not like male is bad or whatever. No, they are bumped up.
Yeah, no, and I really hope that they continue in that direction with this, but obviously we know modern Hollywood, and we just need to, take everything with a grain of salt and, wait until we actually see casting decisions before we can, really judge it, and then the show comes out. And I really do hope it turns out good. I like the movies, I like the books, loved Hogwarts Legacy. So, right now she is on a big winning streak, and I hope that it stays that way.
Yeah, I'm just very cautious. I want it to do well, right? Because it's been my whole childhood, like my whole thing and everything. I don't want it to come crashing down and burning, but yeah,
showrunner will matter more than anything.
Yeah,
the showrunner will matter.
It's good to stay cautiously optimistic.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see characters that were never actually brought to life. Like Nina has no idea who Peeves is, and that's a shame.
Oh yeah,
I don't.
Well, I'm positive that we will have our ear to the ground with this story, and Blabs is going to be sniffing it out like a bloodhound every.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a video later, guys. Subscribe to my channel. That's my little graft.
Maybe, yeah, that sounds great. Love it. All right. Well, if we can move on from Harry Potter, ladies, I don't know if you know this, but we are in the middle of awards season in the video game space.
Yes, we are.
We sure are. And yesterday, the Gayming Awards happened. That's GAYMING. The Gayming Awards happened, broadcast across the internet via the 18.2 million subscriber IGN channel, broadcast across the internet so everybody could see. And we, ladies, are going to watch just a couple minutes of this, because this is cinema. This may be more than Harry Potter. This may be the best thing. This is the best secret possibly on the internet in the last 2 days. It's been a lot.
I'm so excited.
Great. Now, to be clear, you have not seen any of this, correct?
No, I haven't seen it.
Bless you.
Wonderful. And I encourage everyone to, when they got to like pull a bullet out of and like movies, they got to pull a bullet out of their arm or something. They always like bite onto a cloth or something. Bite onto your cloth, right? Bite onto your shirt and just bear with this the next couple minutes, because this is brilliant stuff. Now, first thing that I would like to point out here as we dive into this pay no attention to the thumbs up, thumbs down ratio here. Pay no attention.
Oh yeah, those don't matter at all whatsoever. Nope, not at all.
This doesn't tell you that people are into it or not. Just totally disregard this down here. This has no bearing on what we're going to watch today. All right, just disregard.
Okay.
Also, the view count and the sub count is impressive. Also,
yes, the 14,000 views.
Wow, that's a crazy number for an account with how many? 16.
18.2
million.
Wow.
Pay no attention to that. Also, pay no attention to the 27-minute pre-show that happened.
What? 27 minutes. My
Unfortunately, all of the large gaming, showcases do that. Like Summer Games Fest had an almost hour-long one.
Well, you're going to wish you had 27 minutes of your life back after this. So here we go. Let's check this out as we are. The award show has begun. Here we go, ladies. Be ready to get your gay on.
Okay, here we go.
I'm so excited for this.
Apparently, this has to do with April 7th, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know that it's about.
Okay, all right. Let's go to continue.
I like her tiara.
Right off the bat, we're going to hit with some hardcore comedy.
She's a queen. What is this?
Hold their laughter till the end of the show. I'd really appreciate it. If everyone just calm down. This is just prime comedy here. Just chill, okay? Just relax.
Not today, George Santos. Oh my goodness, confetti. Wake up, it's time to start.
Whoa, hold on. This girl's name's Confetti.
Yes, just let it play. You will, all answers will be revealed.
All right.
Oh my God.
Oh, what? Oh my goodness, dear. I just had a terrible dream. I dreamt that the games industry had a record-breaking year of profits, but still laid off thousands of its workforce and then proceeded to cut sponsorship budgets for highly impactful events, cut sponsorships for marginalized creators, and award shows.
Well, that did actually happen, but that's not why I woke you. We're about to start. They're ready.
Oh, gosh, yay!
This is so fabulous, Blabs.
Yes.
So fabulous.
You have to watch it because I watched it.
It's so bad. All of these, showcases and these award shows, they just have such cringeworthy, little segments like this. It's just these skits are awful.
It's wonderful.
I just want to point out, I'm pretty sure the chick on the right was holding a Palestine flag.
She was, yes.
Yeah. Yep. And the other one had a pride flag.
Yeah, like a blanket.
Yep.
Oh, good for them. Good for them. Way to just throw up that virtue signal flag. But let's get to their intros here. Let's find out who these people are.
Hello, everyone.
And welcome to the Gayming Awards 2024.
We have so many amazing games, creators, organizations, and studios to showcase tonight, and we are so excited to get to them all. I am Milady Confetti. I am asexual, demi-romantic, and I use she, her pronouns.
Milady.
She's a milady.
Oh my God.
These can't be serious people. Like, what the fuck is happening?
I don't think they've ever touched a controller. I'd give them money to just get on a live stream and play a legitimate game. Like, what?
Milady Confetti. Asexual, she, her.
What a name.
Oh my God.
How exhausting is it?
Wait, what did she say? She said asexual something.
Romantic.
Oh,
Labs, if you can get a definition of what exactly she said right there, it all sounded like Morse code to me. It was just a bunch of
yeah, it's like wah, 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 wah,
Right.
wah.
How exhausting must it be for every time you introduce somebody, instead of with like a high five, probably a handshake or a fist bump or something, you have to say this.
I am Milady Confetti. I am asexual, demi-romantic, and I use she, her pronouns.
Demi-romantic.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Vara, if you could just introduce yourself like that right now.
Only develops romantic feelings for another person when they have a strong emotional connection to them. So basically, normal people?
Right. Why do you have to explain that?
Wait, what? Hold on.
Why?
Let's we have to end.
There's an LGBTQIA fandom website. Oh, let's go look. Okay. A demi-romantic describes people who do not experience romantic attraction until they have formed a deep emotional connection with someone.
Uh-huh.
That's the same thing. But then it also says that may enjoy cuddling, hugging, and having sex, even if they are not romantically interested in someone. So, like, the opposite then. So it's both.
That's totally counterproductive to the whole identity. Right?
It literally sounds like a spec sheet when you go to buy a TV. Like, everyone has special sheets now and they need to read the description before they introduce themselves. Like, oh yeah, this is my name. It's ridiculous.
I think we're on to so. Hold on, I want to hear this one more time. I think we're on to probably one of the biggest grifters in the video game space. Hold on, I think we found her. Hold on, listen to this.
I am Milady Confetti. I am asexual, demi-romantic, and I use she, her pronouns.
Okay, so what I think, real quick, Labs, what does asexual mean? Please find out that link that for me real quick, because I think that Milady Confetti is just a normal person who has somehow found a way into the grift. Into the victim mentality. I think that's what's happened here.
Yes. Asexual refers to people who do not experience sexual attraction towards others, but that contradicts everything you just said.
Yeah, because I think asexual means you don't have you don't have a desire to have sex. That's usually what asexual means. But
I think this person is mentally disturbed.
Wow, this person, and it's okay. Everything else she said, she, her pronouns, whatever, the demi, whatever it is, everything else she said was like, you're a normal person. But she somehow is leading.
She's self-pollinating.
Right. Amazing. Okay, we haven't even got to the next person here. Let's see how they introduce themselves.
I bet it's going to be she, her.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. Here we go. Let's see.
Me, I am a cozy indie gamer, a dedicated games reviewer, a seeker of historical truth in the realms of nerdom, a cosplayer, and one of your humble hosts for this evening.
And my name is Dear. Let's play what you fear. I'm here to host something queer.
Are we talking about
Is your kind? No.
Is that the
Twitch
same
Safety
person?
Council?
Yeah,
it's
is
not
that
the same person.
No, it's a different
but
person.
it's hilarious.
I remember she was grazing out there in the yard.
Oh yeah, yep, she was.
So she was all like,
she probably wanted that Twitch URL, but it was already taken by this person.
oh, God.
Listen to what their intro here. I mean, they've said this a zillion times, and they are owning it.
Before you continue, Dear has 87.8 thousand followers on Twitch.
Good for Dear.
Good for Dear.
Unfortunately, they didn't transfer over to the award show.
They did not. That's for sure.
All right, let's hear Dear's intro one more time.
A cosplayer and one of your humble hosts for this evening.
And my name is Dear. Let's play what you fear. I'm here to host something queer.
That's the tagline right there.
That's a real Dr. Seuss right there.
It was less lengthy than the other one.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, let's see what their pronouns are. Let's find out.
Ooh. She, her is perfect for me. I've been a streamer for 8 years. I love what I do. I'm the founder of Team Stream Queens, the all-drag troupe of content creators on the internet. And I am so happy to be here with you, Milady Confetti.
I'm so happy to be here with you, Dear. Oh my goodness, he's so pretty.
You're so pretty. You're sparkling.
Of course.
Hey, hold on. I thought she didn't find things attractive. I thought Milady Confetti didn't find things attractive. Anyways, so the point is that this was a mess. This was a mess. And I wanted to really highlight this 30-minute award show here. By the way, this is a piece of edited content here that they spent time doing, and like someone okayed this, right? They okayed the opening bit. They put in editing work on this to make this awesome. And as pointed out several times, totally disregard the thumbs up, thumbs down ratio because people are loving it.
Oh, yeah,
now,
totally.
With that said, I do think it's important that we really focus in on their game of the year, because when it comes to the game of the year, you got to expect some major blockbusters here. So let's see what they nominated for their game of the year. Let's check it out.
The Game of the Year Award celebrates the best game released in 2023, as chosen by our diverse panel of judges.
These games have made us laugh, made us cry, and changed our lives as queer people.
So that's, by the way, another check.
I feel like I want to cry right now. Sorry.
These lives have changed their lives. ... As queer people. Let's continue. Let's see these wonderful games that have changed their lives.
For the last time, the nominations for Game of the Year are Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios.
Also chaos in your wake. In Baldur's Gate 3.
Final Fantasy 16, Square Enix.
Couple big heavy hitters here. You know, these are some pretty prominent games in the video game
Final Fantasy
space.
16 was my game of the year last year. It was phenomenal.
All right, yeah. I mean, we got some pretty big hitters here. Let's keep going. See what they got.
The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Another really big
Nintendo.
game. I mean, we are 3 for 3. We got some big movers and shakers here at this point.
Yep.
They're pulling it off.
Thirsty Suitors, Outer Loop Games, and Annapurna Interactive.
What
the hell is this? What is this?
You may be asking yourself what Thirsty Suitors is. You know, that's a great question. Hands up in the chat if you've ever heard of the game Thirsty Suitors. And it's exactly what she'd sound like. Blabs, can you please pull up Thirsty Suitors over on Steam and give us a brief rundown of what this game is?
You know, I actually found a trailer for it, if that works for you. It's 55 seconds.
Do you all care to see what Thirsty Suitors is about?
Oh, I think
absolutely
want to see it.
We need to see
Okay.
Thirsty Suitors.
Let's see
I'm
what
not
Thirsty
screening
Suitors-
this.
All right.
Just fair warning.
Oh, it's like a gay Tony Hawk. What is happening in this game?
What is this game? I don't get it.
All I know is that there's a lot of diversity.
Did she just throw a cake? Did that grandma just
you up?
Yeah. What is this game? Oh my god! You know what? I actually
Battle
think
your
this is kind of
exes,
amazing.
disappoint your parents.
Oh my god! I actually think this is kind of amazing. I don't hate it. I think that's funny.
Wow! Yo, I want to
That's
play
an
this
interesting
game.
one.
That was funny.
I just like to remind y'all that this game was nominated with Baldur's Gate 3.
Right. Like
Fantasy.
they are on the same level by
Come
any
on!
means.
Don't be
Right.
such haters. That was amazing. It was
They were
amazing.
desperate to put that game on the list.
By the way, we're not done. We're not done because there in addition to Thirsty Suitors, there is
that
one
was-
more surprise entrance.
That was Tony Hawk Bollywood. Fucking
That is
amazing.
a certified studio killer.
Dozens of people have played it, and they all watched the award show yesterday. So
Dozens.
see what else. What other games they have to offer here?
I really like Grandma slapping.
Yeah.
That one is pretty good.
That one sold me.
Insomniac Games
We got
and Sony
Spider-Man
Interactive
2. It's a big
Entertainment.
game. Big game.
I'm sure.
I heard this game sucked.
Yeah, the only
The
person who liked it
combat.
was Beardo.
Yeah, the combat was really amazing, but story was just okay.
All right, we have Spider-Man 2, Zelda, Baldur's Gate. I mean, in addition to Final Fantasy and Thirsty Suitors, and then we have one more game for the potential Game of the Year from the Gayming Awards 2024. Let's check it out.
Stray Gods, the role-playing musical.
Anybody?
I love role-playing
I've
musicals. Love
Never heard
them.
of this game before.
Is this like karaoke?
Let's find out.
Summerfall Studios and Humble Games.
I appreciate that they showed 5 seconds of it. You have no idea
Yeah,
what this
true.
song.
What
Yeah,
is the game?
Great question. But that was the Game of the Year. Once again, one of the 6 nominees for Game of the Year. Baldur's Gate 3 did, in fact, win Game of the Year. So it did squeak out on top of Thirsty Suitors and Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. So
I was kind of really hoping that the straight suitors or whatever.
Yeah, I want Granny slapping people to win.
Yeah, I wanted Tony Hawk Bollywood.
Yeah.
well, as Kay points out, says they don't need the video game to disappoint their parents. That's awesome. Man, that's great stuff. All right. So anyways, if you want more information on the Gayming Awards, just Google it and you'll find all
Thirsty
that.
Suitors. Right.
Yeah. And Thirsty Suitors and Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. Go out and buy those games and support your local indie developers, like Square Enix.
Yep.
All right.
So I just want to point out, I've found the Thirsty Suitors, and you can buy it on Steam for $29.99.
At least it's not a $70 video game. That's for
Great
sure.
Very
point.
positive reviews because there's only 136 of them. Released back in November of 2023.
That's right. It fit in right there, which is awesome.
Which,
I'll
by
tell
the
you
way,
what.
here's the synopsis real quick, just because I don't understand what the hell this game is. Thirsty Suitors is a surreal story-driven game which throws turn-based RPG battles, skating, and over-the-top cooking mechanics together in a spicy fusion. This isn't a dating sim. It's a breakup simulator. Battle your exes, disappoint your parents, and find yourself.
I appreciate that disappointing your parents is a bullet point for selling the game. Like, they know going into it, like, hey, you're probably...
You know what, though? I got to say, that's definitely marketed towards an Indian audience because, like, they're like, because they're coming in, like, the parents want to find you the right suitor. They're always constantly introducing you to these guys you don't really like, and you're constantly disappointing your parents. So I kind of get it. I kind of get where they were going with it, and I think it's kind of funny.
I wonder what narrative consultation company helped with that game.
You wonder. Well, I'll tell you what, you guys have been
Will
great.
you play it, Craig? On Plays?
Do I have to buy it?
For $29.99. Can someone please gift Craig on Steam and he can play it on the Plays channel?
No,
it would do
listen.
so well.
Don't do that. Don't gift it to me. I'd much rather you just give me the money and then I'll consider playing it.
I might play it because that sounds funny to me.
Oh, wow.
This looks hilarious. I'm looking at the images. Like, this woman's cooking and slamming food. Like, I'm in, man.
Okay, Blatt. Well, then let me know if it's on par with Zelda. All right. Sounds good. Well, go find out more information there. Hey, Ian came in with the massive €50 money. Says, I just cringed so hard my left eyeball came out a little bit.
Don't worry, I help. Here, look, we make it all better.
Put it back in, Ian. There we go. Just
Your eyes are back.
Pop that back in there. There we go. That's your eyeball, not anything else. And Alec Baldwin's finger came in with the $50 super chat. Says, if only someone was making a serious gaming award show. Hey, speaking of, why don't you guys go to takegamesback.com and learn more information about that. I'll have more information about that within the next week. Lots coming. Go to takegamesback.com. It's going to be excellent. Thank you so much, Alec Baldwin's finger. Let's get you guys on the wall. Appreciate that. Before we move on to this DrDisRespect news, I do want to hit some of your support. Thank you guys very much for that. Blaz, why don't you start with Rob on Wheels right here?
All right, Rob on Wheels says, love the bug shirt, Blabs. Well, actually, it's Bugs Bunny and Harry Potter Looney Tunes when they did the crossover for 100 years of Warner Brothers last year. But thank you. I like Bugs Bunny and Harry Potter. Anyway, it's
cute.
Moving on. Thank you. Nightmare says, Craig, Spider-Man 2 came out in 2004. Yeah, I was confused when you said that, Craig. The Amazing Spider-Man game that we showed was 2012, which is like our Andrew Garfield Spider-Man video game.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, Spider-Man 2 this year. Like the Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand. They need to change their names.
They do, but they don't. They don't care.
Captain Capitalism says, y'all mentally ill. All of them are F-tier games. I mean, we were talking about Pixar movies.
Yeah.
No. He's talking about this right here.
Oh.
No, I don't
Captain
agree.
Capitalism.
Thanks, Captain Capitalism.
Grumpy Rat says, member for 3 months. Stop rat hate. I agree, Craig.
Relax, everybody. Just relax.
Nah, your opinion's shit.
Okay.
Tommy says, as a granddad of 12, I can sort out all those animations from the S to F tiers. Good. You should. That means you're a great
Tommy.
granddad. Yeah. Psychotic says, has gifted 1 Side Scrollers membership. Thank you very much.
Let's go.
Power
Awesome.
Keg Greg says, an awesome lineup I see here. The amazing Nina Infinity, Vara Dark, and Blabs, and the normal man, Craig.
Poor Craig.
Thank you.
I listen. I am just a normal man, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Kite the Twin Blade says, at Nina, props for Lotus, Priotis, best waifu. Priotis, I'm not sure.
I don't even know what that
Priotis
means.
is not on the poster, but yes, thank you. This is the
Okay.
the Record of Lotus War is an anime. It's a very good anime.
Mike has bad news. Says, dude, you are the man on the date.
Thank you. We are the men we're all the men's on the date. And speaking of, Mike also went in and picked up the American Pride t-shirt and 2 other pieces of merchandise. Thank you guys very much. Once again, go pick it up right now. Links in the description. You can also pick up my daughter's Let Us Skateboard t-shirt. She was 9 when she made that design. I loved it so much. Put it on her t-shirt, including all the wonderful things. So all the wonderful mess ups. So go pick that up right now. We'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Mike.
Okay. Lord J says, what the heck is even that? Thank you.
We said that a lot today.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Bullet says, okay, Nina, it wasn't raccoons. I'll stop going in your backyard to my phone. Sucks kids. You can quit calling me out now.
That's great super chat.
Antipathy says, Como month is almost over. Chomo month? Chomo? I'm not sure, but thank you.
Hey, June was a very special, prideful month for me because Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree came out. I'm proud to be an Elden Ring and From Software fan.
Hey, good for you. Good for you, Vera. That's great. Let's do one or 2 more of these, and then we'll move on to Dr. Disrespect stuff.
Uriah of the House Right says, it's because Pyramid Head is a pingus, Craig.
All right. Thanks, Uriah.
And JR says, Craig and Blabs, can we leave Closed World now? I think he means Clown World now.
Clown World, yeah.
Stay tuned for Friday. There's some good stuff there.
We're gonna get out of the get back in the spaceship and come back to Earth, which is good. All right. Okay, let's follow up on this Dr. Disrespect stuff. All right, we've all been inundated with this. We understand that this is kind of, for a lot of people who don't know or who have been on the internet, I guess for a lot of people who have been on the internet for the past couple of days, it has infiltrated your feeds. You've seen everybody in the world talk about this. We've talked about this as things have gone on. It's been a nutty story, right? And today I wanted to talk about the reaction to all this stuff, the reaction to Dr. Disrespect, literally saying, yes, I had inappropriate conversations with a minor, and the overwhelming divide within, not like this is not like a left versus right thing. There's people who are defending Doc in this situation, and there are people who are still wanting more information about it, despite like hearing it from the horse's mouth. And there's some people saying, well, 17 is an adult. It's like, no, 17 is not an adult. But I wanted to kind of dig into this. But before we do, I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on all this. Nina and Vera, I would love to hear your thoughts. Let's start with Nina. Your thoughts on the Dr. Disrespect stuff.
I'm not really familiar with Dr. Disrespect. So for me, this was all like brand new information because I've never really followed his channel or anything like that. So I was just like, I didn't even know that he got banned for, I didn't know the history. So I just kind of like saw like what he wrote and the reactions to it. And I just think that it's for me, it's more fascinating to like look at the responses that he's getting, because I just think like the internet is not very forgiving usually, and so for him to come out and like apologize, I thought it was kind of a it was a fascinating thing because he was admitting fault to doing something, and he was claiming that nothing illegal had occurred. So that nothing illegal has happened and no one's pressed charges, or like those kind of things haven't happened. It hasn't gone to a legal level. I don't like, I just think it's interesting that he's apologizing for something, and then I don't know if the internet's going to accept it. So that's where I was kind of just watching that go down.
So Enough Rope came in and says he admitted it, and yes, he admitted it in his own words. He says, were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not.
I think the number one question everybody is asking, even with this, and that was the first thing that popped up in my head too, was like, did he know that she was a minor when he talked to her? Because that's the one thing that we don't really know about. I don't know if he knew.
And a major problem with that is that to use Twitch Whispers, you had to be over 18. So if they were using Twitch Whispers to communicate, which is, what is being said, then that also adds another layer and does point in the direction that maybe he did not know. Now, the thing with his statement is that he could have said anything. He could have given us clarification like, I didn't know she was underage, again, the Twitch Whispers 18 plus thing. But he didn't. He could have said Twitch is a platform filled with people who hide even worse things than this. He could have said that he was catfished and people would be viewing this situation very differently. But that did not happen. And another problem with all of this is a morality clause. You would think that if he knew she was under 18, that she was a minor and he was talking with her, that they would have not had to pay out the contract, because every single company now puts morality clauses in. Oh, if you make us look bad, if you're breaking the terms of service, things like that. So none of it really adds up at this point. And I, like many other people, wanted to give Doc the benefit of the doubt, but by his own admission, he clearly didn't deserve as much faith as people put into him. Granted, yes, he cheated on his wife all those years ago and clearly is not the best person on this planet, but innocent until proven guilty, or admittedly guilty, should always prevail. And I felt like so many people from the get-go were instantly like, he's guilty, and I just don't think that that is a very good way to approach the situation. Obviously now we have so much more information and he admitted it, and what makes it even worse for him is that he tried to hide it because he edited the tweet and edited out the word minor and then put it back in when he realized he was caught. So like, none of that looks good for him. And of course, inappropriately talking with a minor, there are questions there, like, was he making like jokes? Like, let's be honest, people go on Xbox Live and say your mom jokes all the time. I'm gonna go F your mom and stuff. So we don't know the lengths of that, but either way, he admitted to inappropriately talking with a minor, and that's it. End of story, period. That right there makes people lose their trust in him and don't want to support him. And I completely agree. At first I was questioning Midnight Society's decision to drop him without us seeing any evidence, but he came out and admitted it. So at the end of the day, he's getting what he deserves.
Well, and to kind of piggyback on that, the idea that, you've gone in and said like the idea of, hey, let's just wait for the facts to come out.
Yeah. That's
right?
all that we wanted. Just, hey, listen, we just want to see some kind of proof or evidence, or at least people wanted to wait for a statement from him. And there were so many individuals instantly saying, no, he doesn't deserve to put out a statement defending himself. Like, I will always believe in innocent until proven or admittedly guilty. And he did that. He admitted it. So
I think what's the weirdest part to me is that, like, just generally speaking, like when you have like really massive like YouTube stars or Twitch stars or whatever, like they're just like, they're on another sphere, like they're on another sphere, and then they're like DMing like, young people or whatever. Like it's just weird. Like, it's like, why are you just I don't know. Why would you do that? Like,
Right,
just
why is
generally
a
speaking?
35-year-old man that's married with kids talking to anyone underage in a private direct message? Like, I understand if, like, a 15-year-old donates and he says, "Oh, yeah, shout out to you," because he's just reading your username, but that's
Right.
not talking to them
Yeah, that's different.
personally. Right, that's
Yeah.
completely different.
And I want to point this out. Like Top Z says, 17 is definitely not a minor. Chill. Yes, 17
It
is a
is.
minor, and you know who says it is?
Well,
DrDisRespect. DrDisRespect says it right here, like literally right here. And
it
whether she was
depends on where, because people were making the same argument about Russell Brand when that whole thing came out with
Right.
Russell Brand situation, because it really depends on where you are. Like in the UK, I think 16 is still a legal age for basically like. I think it's still this. It's the same in Canada as well. Like basically, as long as the parent knows or whatever, like you can consent at the age of 16. I'm not saying that that's okay, but it really depends on the location that you're at. This was a debate when that whole thing came out as well, like whether 17 is. So in California, it's not. I don't know where Dr. Disrespect is, but in the States, a lot of them in 17 is still a minor. But most other people who are seeing it like globally, I think they might be thinking like, well, 16 is, legal where I'm from. So I don't know.
Right. And I know another layer to this situation that people are now bringing up is people believe that they have found who it is, because back in 2017, he was tweeting back and forth to another female content creator, and she was talking about partying with him and making jokes. And then there is a video of a live stream where he's clearly talking to her and he's kind of like flirting with her. So people believe that it's her. So
that's
it's
creepy.
right. We're
how
talking
old was she
about
at the time?
so I don't know for sure, but people have said that she is 17. I have not, that she would have been 17. I wasn't able to vet that quick enough before the beginning of the stream, but I mean, I believe, judging by, the dates that she has on her profiles and whatnot, that yes, she would have been 17, and she was out partying. I mean, she was at the TwitchCon, she was there, she was around alcohol and hanging out with people. So,
and that's the thing too, Vara, because like for me, like especially in this day and age, and Craig, I know like you'll understand where I'm coming from. Blabs is a little bit younger, but people our age, we kind of get like, I mean, we like a lot of us like started partying when we were really young, like really young. So it's like when you, there's a thing with females, especially where they try to like, come off older than they are. And sometimes they set honey traps or, that's why dudes got to be careful who they associate with, because there's a lot of these girls that go to bars or like whatever, and they're not the appropriate age to be there. And then they kind of get the guy in really big trouble. So, I mean, like, that's why I'm like, when she's 17, like, sometimes you can't tell. Like, you can't tell unless, like, they find
and if
out.
she said that she was 20 or 21 or something, then he still ultimately was inappropriately talking to a minor. There's no way around that. But at the same time, there's a lot of context that people have wanted. Like, did he know? Was he catfish? But, again, in his statement, he could have said anything. He could have clarified all that. And he didn't, which is, very telling, especially when you look at him editing out the word minor.
Right.
Yeah, that's the part that's really fucked up. Is when he started editing.
Really
I was like, oh, this is weird.
Well, the response to this has been really interesting. Flawed, who's been on our show several times, says bro's a cheater and a chatterer of minors. Pack him up. Why is everyone a weirdo? Right. You continue down. Chrissy, I don't really know who this person is. They got a pretty good following though. Says DrDisRespect admitted to cheating on his wife in 2017 at TwitchCon. Which also happens to be the same year who was privately messaging a minor. I did some digging and found that a woman he cheated with was 24 at the time, so it isn't the same girl. But it makes you think, what were his intentions going to be with a minor if they had met up? Clearly, he was looking to hook up with someone despite having a family.
Well, the thing is when all of this was happening, the rumor was that he ended up sleeping with 4 different women, and now people believe that one of those 4 women was a minor, and we don't have any confirmation of how many women he slept with. Like, he's an adult, he can make all these poor decisions on his own, and he's free to, and of course we can criticize him because he's a public figure, but it just seems like such a bad situation for so many people, especially Twitch.
Yeah, that's the thing that people aren't talking about. As Mark says, cheating is 100%, right? It's not illegal to cheat. But it once again, you're talking about it is illegal if you cheat with somebody who is not a legal adult, right?
Yeah.
As pointed out, Mark.
Yeah.
This is there's a lot of questions here, and let's actually start here with and let's go back to some of the response to this, like Nick Merckx, right? So Nick Merckx, he's been big on, he's got publicly criticized for the just leave kids alone comment, and he got dragged through the mud with all that, which is just insane to think about. Fully stand by that statement.
Can I ask a question before we go to that? Because again, I'm not really familiar. So because some people were saying that they can't release the DMs because like it's been deleted because this Whisper Network thing is no longer available.
Yeah,
By
so
the way,
in
it's such a weird name too. Like,
Yeah,
to name
it is kind
Whispers.
of sus, but they had discontinued that service in 2022. But at the same time, you'd think that they would have all of those direct messages, basically just what's the word for it? Like they just screenshotted them. They kept them. They have them backlogged. So in case anything happened, like they're not just going to magically delete them. So it seems kind of weird that people are saying that they're probably deleted. I don't buy that.
That's where I'm coming from, because I'm like, wouldn't it just be really easy for him to like release the DMs and be like, look, like they were kind of inappropriate, but like not really, because I feel like people's imagination will go like way further out than like,
Right, but that's the thing, is maybe they do look really bad for him, and that's ultimately why he did. And again, that's why I mentioned, like, he didn't say he was catfished. Like, if you were catfished and you were told a lie when it came to someone's age, don't you think that would be the first thing that you would bring up when you start addressing it? It just seems very bizarre, and just the optics around DrDisRespect are awful right now.
I will say this. I don't think that stuff has been deleted. And let me tell you why.
No.
Because it's been a part of a court case. And
Yes.
you got to hold on to that stuff.
Yes.
And whether all whispers have or just Doc's whispers, I don't know. But as you said, this is not a good look for literally anybody.
No.
Let's go to Nick was on, and I don't know Nick. We don't know anything about Nick. I've never met the guy. Outside of his statements of just like leaving kids alone, he was in the let's just wait and see camp, right? And now that he's waited and seen, he came out with this statement.
Yo, checking in. I'm seeing everything on Twitter, and I read through Doc's tweet, and in that very tweet, he basically confirms that he was texting an underage girl, and it went weird sometimes, and look. Just to be blunt and straightforward, man, that's inexcusable. It's unacceptable, right? There's no excuse for something like that, and I can't support it. Hang on, honey, doing this, talking to Twitter. I can't support it. I can't defend it, and look, the boys and I are torn up over it too, man, because we played a lot of games with the guy, and it feels a little weird, but. What can you do, So I just wanted to update you guys on my thoughts and how I'm feeling. And look, I hope you guys have a good day. All right.
So there's this narrative of like, how did his boys not know? How did his friends who played with him all the time not know? Look, I gotta be like, Blabs and I talk on the show every day. I don't know what's going on in Blab's personal life, right? Right. I play games with Dan Vasque. I don't know what's going on in Dan Vasque's personal life. Right. That's the reality of working things. Like I guarantee the way their setup went was, hey, you want to play today? Cool. They hopped in a lobby 5 minutes before each of their streams started, or maybe even in the middle of a stream, and they got in it. Right.
Exactly.
And that's pretty much it. These guys, they may have met each other at meetups but these guys are like, they are work acquaintances. That's
right.
Really
it's not like they're living in one of those streamer houses and they see each other every day and they see what everyone's doing. We're not talking about a situation like that. We're just simply talking about, hey, you want to hop on and game today? And then they do. I don't think that they knew. I mean, obviously they knew that he had cheated on his wife all those years ago because it was a giant controversy.
Right.
But I don't think that any of them really knew any like insider information that could expose him. And I just don't buy it personally.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. I mean, I have close friends, like friends that I've had for 30 years that I don't know everything that's going on in their house.
Right.
I don't know that, and these are friends that I've known for most of my, like literally my entire adult life.
Exactly.
But it's not my job to know the ins and outs of their relationships, or if they've had private conversations with somebody at work or whatever.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
There was more here, though. This was a pretty good response here below. And there's a lot of questions that are coming off this. The no wrongdoing, the no criminal case, no legal ramifications, paid out by Twitch, no proof of the details of the conversation or what quote unquote inappropriate means. And once again, this is really important. There's a lot of context that's missing here, right? And I think that's I think that those who are defending him, this is where it comes from. They're the context missing of, hey, these conversations were had, they were inappropriate, right? And did Doc go in and did he say, hey, do you want to get together and have some sex? Or was it, hey, here's a funny meme I saw, which was sexual, right?
Right.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying, if he just released the DMs, it'll probably clear him for at least some of the stuff that's going around. He's being called a pedo. That's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, and I don't think he's going to release them because at this point, I do think that they would probably hurt him, judging by the lack of context that he gave.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, Vara.
Clarify the chat, because Jay keeps going on how we're defaming DrDisRespect. This is all just our opinions.
Yeah.
Allegedly, we don't have all the facts, and neither do you. So we're not defaming anybody.
No.
Right.
Thank you for your support.
We are talking about the situation, right? We're talking about the reaction from this, from both content creators that he knows as well as the internet, right? Including your reaction, which is very, look, it's all valid, right? Everybody has a thought on this in some way, shape, or form, right? And the fact of the matter is this: there's a lot of details that we still don't know, right? But the detail that we do know is that there's one major word in his statement that everybody should cling to, that he acknowledged. And it's the word that he put in, then edited out, and put back in, which is minor, right?
Yes,
it's a word that he acknowledged. And if he had that exact statement and minor was not in it, right, then that changes the statement entirely. But the 100%. Word minor that he put in changes it, right?
Yeah.
Now, with that said, let's go back all the way to the beginning here, how this whole thing started back on Thursday or Friday, whatever it was. The guy who said that he was, there was the original guy who put out the statement, and Blabs, if you can pull that up, if you wouldn't mind. The original statement from the guy, I think his statement, the things that he included in there, they contradict what there's partial truths there. If you were looking at a Venn diagram, there's definitely an overlapping, but I think there's some things that he said that could be seen as defamatory versus what Doc has said. And, there's obviously a little bit of overlap, but, he said things about, illicit behavior and sexual conversations and stuff.
You're talking about Cody, the guy who started all this. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, let's go on to Tim the Tap Man, who also is shirtless and giving us his thoughts on the situation.
Is it because it's summer, so all the guys are just taking their shirts off?
I gotta be honest.
Sitting in the sun.
I don't know what the deal is with walking around with your shirt off outside. I know it's hot, but what's going on with this?
Wow, this is absolutely insane, bro. Everything I'm seeing. I have known Doc for a while now. We've played games for years, and seeing everything that is spiraling right now is a very difficult thing for me personally, and I'm sure for a lot of y'all out there. I think for me, I know a lot of you are asking, Tim, what are you feeling? Tim, what are you feeling? my bottom line, I think, is if what he is saying, where he said that he was messaging a minor and it would sometimes lead to teeter on inappropriate, if he knew that was a minor and those were the messages being sent, I cannot support that. I can't. I appreciate y'all. This is beating me up, but this is unfortunate to say the least. This is awful. So appreciate you guys. Thank you for the love you give. And I'll see y'all soon, man.
Okay. So Jay over here is talking about speculation ruins lives. You're right. So is Tim the Tatman speculating here? Is he ruining his life? Should he be sued by DrDisRespect based off the facts that has been laid out? Right? Is that so? Like I said, dude, I get it. You support the dude, but just take a step back and breathe for a second. Just take a step back. All right. Let's go back to the initial tweets from the Cody Connors guy. It says he got banned because he got caught sexting a minor. This is like kind of a loaded the big word.
Yeah.
Very loaded word.
It has a lot of connotation to it. We don't know what was happening.
Right. And that's the thing, right? Was there imagery involved? Was it just text? And the idea of he was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon, right? Like, once again, context is important here. Was he just saying, hey, you going to TwitchCon? Or was it, hey, you want to meet up at TwitchCon? Right? They're two very different statements. Which, once again, going back to, wouldn't it be great if we just released this? But once again, we all know that's not going to happen. If that happens, that would be next level. Blabs, you have something?
Yeah, so I just want to share that I think this is pretty wrong of Drama Alert. Old picture of DrDisRespect with underage fans surfaces, and they're like, oh, but he's just with a fan. That's a bad look. That's just not weird. Cool. That's not cool, Drama Alert. And then we have from Keem also, YouTube banned EDP445 after he got caught trying to meet a minor. Do you think YouTube will ban DrDisRespect after he admitted to talking to a minor inappropriately? I know for a fact YouTube is investigating this. They always do when it's this high profile.
Keemstar's a schmuck. Like, come on. Like, I got to invite.
He's kind of right, though.
What's that?
He's kind of got a point, though. Will they be investigating?
I'm talking about the Drama Alert thing.
Yeah, that's not cool, but that also might not be Keem, right? That's somebody in his team.
That's his brand.
Right, that could be, yeah.
It's his responsibility.
True.
Right? And, like, that's reckless. Like, that's reckless. Oh, look at this. Oh, let's hop on the drama. Like, I get it. It's Drama Alert. But come on, what are we doing? What a joke.
That's his business model, though. That's literally what he does for a living.
Right. All right. So we see more responses here. Pokimane just came in, and it's not
yuck.
Just yuck right there.
Summertime, I actually agree with Pokimane. What a world.
Yep, we got Valkyrie, Dr. Disgusting. Santa came in.
Oh no!
This one made me laugh.
That's funny.
Yeah, and so the response has been all over the place.
I'm sorry, but the second response is really funny too, like unfollowed.
I also saw another response that said Dr. disrespected a minor.
Yeah.
Which was
gold. That's funny. That's good. That's funny.
This was put out earlier. This is from, and once again, we're pulling this ironically from Drama Alert. It says the DrDisRespect situation. I don't think most people have any idea how bad things were behind the scenes at Twitch. I literally worked in the department that had access to most data and information. I saw private whispers, etc. It was literally my job to investigate daily. I saw things every single day that I wish I never had seen. I always advocated for being a good human, always expressed with heavy emotion on my streams how Twitch let pedophiles run free every day. I signed an NDA and afraid to get in trouble, but I have I have to say something. It's been bothering me for so long. These sick TikToks don't deserve to be free. Sorry, it's pretty vague. I'm literally afraid for legal and safety reasons. I wish I could explain more, but wanted to let you guys know. You assume is probably true.
Yeah, so I had actually made a tweet where I had said, we need Twitch to take accountability and we need to see and figure out how much else Twitch is hiding. And I know Melanie Mack had said something similar, and Alyssa Mercante had screenshotted that and put it on her timeline. It was going back and forth. But hey, yeah, I mean, it's a very valid question we have now. How many instances of this behavior did Twitch know about or hide? That is a major, major question. If they did this instance, how many other situations did they potentially ignore and do nothing about? Or how widespread was it? This is a major issue. And of course, we're not going to get an answer from Twitch. We're not going to get a clarification, but seeing someone else that worked at Twitch that did these similar things and looked into these reports saying this just, does not sit well.
Well, actually, BX on X shared this back in May. So before any of this was really being a thing, nearly 300,000 kids were targeted by predators on the streaming platform. So there's kind of an answer for you for that one. How many kids are affected?
Right.
And BX, that's what she does on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, she's an investigator.
Yeah.
Right. It's a mess. And you're right. I don't listen. I don't know who this guy was that we just highlighted. But he worked at Twitch at some point, and I'm going to take him at his word at this, because I don't think anybody can seriously look at Twitch. Let's break this down. All right. Let's break it down in as clear black and white as we possibly can. Video games primarily, right? Look, I've been playing games my entire life, right? The demographic for video game has gotten older, but primarily kids start playing video games. Kids start watching video games online. That's primarily where a lot of the most popular streamers play games that are built around kids. And guess what? When you think of like Fortnite, think about all the kids that play Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
One of the most popular games in the world. And where do they watch it? On Twitch. Right.
Craig, this is interesting that you're bringing this up, because I don't have a Twitch. I've never been on there. I don't even have a Twitch account. And one of the reasons is because of the stuff that you're talking about, because I just feel like Twitch is such a predatory place to gather. I feel and no disrespect to anyone here who has a YouTube or a Twitch channel, but it's really weird, because it's a place that you're talking about, Craig, where a lot of young kids go to watch video games, but there's all these weird content as well, with the whole, these chicks simulating oral sex and different things like that with the ASMR stuff and
meta.
All of the stuff. And it's weird, because some of these content creators are now judging DrDisRespect while at the same time basically simulating sex on a platform where predominantly kids go on there to watch. Same thing as we talked just at the beginning of the show when we were talking about deer or whatever. When that deer person came out and was like, I'm a deer person, that person was part of the Twitch main moderation group. So it's these kind of people that they're putting on their team, and they're advertising, what kind of platform they are and what they're about. It's something that I never wanted to be a part of. I was like, this is so gross.
Yeah, I agree. And, Twitch has basically become an OnlyFans possible gateway at this point. And, with Twitch, I always say this, right? If they were clear about what is allowed and what isn't allowed on their platform, it would be one thing. But now we have OnlyFans girls doing hot tub streams to advertise, and that is accessible to a younger audience. And Twitch started as a gaming platform. And if they want to allow that content on their platform, sure, but then they need to up age requirements. They need to put things behind, the blurry thumbnail. They need to do more, but they're really not. And then, of course, you have men that get banned for, wearing basically a Speedo because they say they're showing too much. And it's just, the hypocrisy is off the freaking charts with Twitch. And that's a major issue that I know I have had with Twitch. That's why I don't stream there. I mean, I had multi-stream there, but I never had dedicated content there, just because they're so inconsistent when it comes to their bans. And again, I'm not against women showing their bodies. That's their choice, right? But Twitch is, in my opinion, based on what it was, is not the platform to be doing that. And therefore, Twitch, in my opinion, should say, hey, listen, go to this other platform where, it's not targeted towards kids. But yeah, I mean, when teenagers want to play Fortnite and they want to see their favorite streamers, where are they going to go? They're going to go to Twitch, and that content is very easily accessible now.
We know that Twitch. Look, I want everybody to put themselves in the shoes of a 11 to 15-year-old boy, right? You go on Twitch. You are scrolling down the most popular section, the just chatting section on Twitch. You're scrolling down. Oh, and where do you
look
stop?
at that.
Where do you stop? This is four rows down, 5 rows down.
Yeah.
And you got, I want a boyfriend. DM me, right? Like,
Wow.
And you scroll down. What do that's what's going to stop you. Oh, look, there's some cleavage, right? There we go. We're just going to keep on scrolling. Like, once again, put yourself in that mindset. Here's a girl wearing next to nothing. Oh, emergency, good news. Oh, look, IRL. Oh, it may contain sexual themes. Okay, right? Oh, I'm relatively new here. Let's get to know each other better, right? I mean, come on. Well, like, yes, there has to be more. And I think the idea of having like this thumb over here that says may contain sexual things, that's a good start. This is a good start.
I agree. But unfortunately, as you saw when you're scrolling through, it's not consistent because the content creator has to put the warning on. And it seems like there's no repercussions to not doing that and not following the guidelines that they have, which is, it's supposed to have like the blurry thumbnail.
Mm-hmm. Right. 100%. And that's kind of what I think this DrDisRespect story there's a much bigger story here than DrDisRespect that people are not talking about. And that is Twitch as a platform. And it goes back to, like, once again, Twitch, there's a 0% chance that these chat logs get released by Twitch themselves. They may be leaked by people. And apparently there's word out that some sort of document out there has been released to certain journalists, right? If those journalists have this document, at this point in this story, that should have been shared.
Yes.
Like, we're at that point to where that absolutely should be shared. And that's on them. That is 100% on them at this point. Because at this point, they're farming for clout, or it's a mess, man. It's a mess.
Yeah.
So, Vera, do you have any closing thoughts on this DrDisRespect stuff?
Not particularly. It's just a clusterfuck at this point. And I do hope we get more information, but at the end of the day, Twitch needs to be investigated. Twitch needs to make a statement. And then, of course, we have all of these journalists who are going, we knew. They said years ago that they knew why he was banned. Why did they not come out and say it? Why did they not address it when they weren't under NDAs? They could have released the information, like Alyssa Mercante, when she had retweeted or screenshotted Melanie and my tweet saying, oh, you guys are trying to make this about Twitch. Yes, because Twitch is the platform that this happened on. And of course, we're, acknowledging what Doc did, but there's probably more content creators out there who may have similar situations that Twitch is hiding or Twitch doesn't want to address because it would look bad for them. And then you've got the journos who are saying things like, oh, well, we were trying to protect the victim. I understand that mentality, but at the end of the day, we're talking about journalists with no NDAs. Is it really protecting somebody if you're allowing it to go unchecked for years and then other people could become victims of something similar as well? Like, you'd think they'd want to bring this to light and call out Twitch, but they don't want to. Why? Are they protecting Twitch? Are they protecting somebody at Twitch? It's very suspicious. But of course, people like Alyssa are just going, oh, this is just journalism. We're trying to protect people. Protect people by not talking about a situation of this of this size, like, it just does not make sense. And this is why you shouldn't trust journalists. I say this all the time on my channel. These people prove time and time again, like with Jason Schreier, he sat on information about Blizzard and harassment that was going on at the company and then decided to publish a book on it to monetize it. Just like Cody with DrDisRespect, he made tweets last year saying, oh, buy tickets to my show, and if it sells out, I'll release the info about Doc. Like, that is disgusting behavior.
There's so
I mean,
many
it
holes.
happens on so many levels too.
does.
Sorry, Craig. And like, I mean, even with, you know, I don't even know if we can talk about this on YouTube, but like the guy with the island that didn't kill himself, like, you know, there was a lot of journos that had a lot of information about that. And then like, you know, way later on, they came out with all that information and they were like, oh yeah, by the way, we've been sitting on this for like so many years. It's the same thing. It's like, of course they don't want to, you know, they don't want to bite the hand that feeds. That's the issue. And because they get a lot of money from these companies, they get a lot of money from these people, and they don't want to step on toes. So,
well, there's a lot of logical flaws in the idea that we were doing it to protect this person, right? Number one, we don't know who this person is, right?
We don't.
Nobody has come out with this information, right? Number two, if you're truly out to protect people, how about you break the story and so nobody else gets hurt, right? If your job is if you're trying to protect people, how many people would you have been able to protect over the last, I don't know, 7 years that you've known this, or 4 years, however long it's been, thousands of days that you've known this, if you just would have come forth with the information, right? How many more people would you have protected? Just saying, like there's a level to this, which doesn't make sense. Well, we're just trying to protect. Well, then protect, right? And go out there and protect. It's a mess, man. It's a mess. It's you know, they say slasher new in 2020. Then get it out there. Get it out there.
Yeah.
All right. It's crazy. It's just, and it is. You know, here's the thing. It's going to die down, and then this thing's going to leak, and it's going to come back out again. And people are going to say, oh my gosh, you know, and like, to be totally clear, 0% of people on this panel, maybe I'll speak for myself, right? As a father of two daughters, right? I can't even imagine a 35-year-old man talking to a minor.
Yeah.
And like, I will say this, whether he did something illegal or not, he certainly needs to be punched in the nose, right? And he needs to be walloped in the face and beat the hell out of, because that's scummy. It's scummy behavior, especially if you knew it, which by his own words says he knew it. So, you know, like, is it the end for him? I can't see him coming back. I know he's gonna have a massive audience when he returns, and people will be, you know, throwing money at him, and you did nothing wrong. And but he, whatever, it is what it is.
you should get in the ring with him, Craig.
I'm not going to fight DrDisrespect.
Oh, interestingly enough, The Gamer put up an article about DrDisrespect, and they reference Melanie's tweets, my tweets. They're trash talking Nick Merckx. Very, very interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat.
Okay, let's check this out. I mean, hey, we're going a little long. Let's check this out. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we have going on here in real time. Have you read this yet, Vara?
I have not read it because it just went up 53 minutes ago, but I was sent it.
Why do so many influencers want to let DrDisrespect off the hook?
Nobody wants to. We just want other platforms and other people to also be held accountable for knowing this information. No one's trying to let him off the hook. It is a scummy fucking thing that he did.
This is amazing. Like, I don't know a single person who's like, let him off the hook. I think everyone's going, everyone is saying, how about
I don't think I even saw
that.
that from his like major followers that were like super, you know, everybody was like disappointed, and they were like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
Well, let me just kind of see how long this is really quick.
It's kind of long, but Melanie's.
Go to Vara's part.
There's Melanie's, and then there's a sad end. It's a sad end because that means that there was a victim. That's why there's a sad end. I would have rather it have been all false because that means there wouldn't have been a victim who went through something. That's why it's a sad end, because so many people wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt and say innocent until proven guilty. And it's sad because he did it. And that means that there was somebody who was maybe taken advantage of. Again, we don't know the specifics, but something happened. That's why it's sad.
I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing to see kind of the response to this. Like how you can say something as simple as that color's black, that color's white, the sky is blue, and they'll argue with you that you didn't say that. You said the sky is green. How dare you? Right? Like, I don't know how much clearer people can say. The idea, like, gaming influencers have been deflecting since DrDisRespect statement. I don't know how you could hear Nick Merck's statement and hear that he was deflecting anything.
Yeah, no. He simply said, this is shit.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand it. Just don't understand it. It's amazing to see the notes aside from this. Like, I don't know, like if they're labeling you, and by the way, this isn't, you know, you can see issues that I'm having on the screen, but if they're labeling you, Vara, like, and they're calling you an istophobe, like, I would honestly, I would honestly look at because that's defamation. That 100% is defamation.
Yeah. Well, Melanie, unfortunately, has also been going through the same exact thing. They say in this article she makes right-wing gaming content, and she talks about how Jesus will save us from the locusts of the LGBT movement. And then Stacey Henley says, shifted the blame onto other women who dress provocatively on Twitch and claims she needed more context. I mean, Stacey Henley is doing her best to trash Melanie, to trash me, and it's fucking disgusting. These people, if they didn't have they are just generally awful individuals, and they have no standards at all whatsoever.
I mean,
right-wing gaming content, that cracks me.
Yeah, what is that?
Right.
Right-wing YouTubers who frequently make videos about trans people being groomers and about woke ideology is the biggest threat to your children have been flummoxed by this. Who has been flummoxed by this? I fail. It's like the Quartering put out his firm handshakes thing, and like, look,
he deleted that.
Right,
well, that's when the tweet was edited and it didn't say minor.
Right. There's content. Once again, context is key. And this is the one thing that you see with these journalists, bloggers over and over again, is the idea that there's so much context that's left off, out of the idea, out of the story, which is insane. So, this is a tweet this morning from the Quartering. He says there is zero evidence that DrDisRespect is that. Chatting in any kind of way is inappropriate way. In any inappropriate way with a minor is not okay, obviously, but words have meaning. The left pushes the veto jacket in retaliation to Nick Merck's calling out their groomers. It's super clear. I don't understand like how you can read that and be like, well, he's really what's the word that they use? They use the word flummoxed.
Yes.
Right. That's a pretty straightforward statement right there.
Yeah.
Like these people, their brains are broken, absolutely broken. And it's crazy. Like, I don't know. I'm telling you.
Well, they just want to paint a narrative, Craig.
Of course.
That's their job. Their job is to paint a narrative and make people like the Quartering or whoever else look bad. Like, that's basically their entire job. So it doesn't really matter. Like, and that's what I'm talking about with it's funny to see the reactions to what's happening, because even with the Quartering, with the whole, the firm handshake response, that was kind of a cringe response to something like that, at first, and then when he went and deleted it, people are just jumping down his throat, like, yeah, right, and people are posting that old school video of his where he, when he used to work at Best Buy or whatever, and they're like calling him all sorts of stuff, because that's the internet. The internet is just going to take whatever it is you say, even if you have a bad take or whatever, and they're never going to let you live that shit down. Because that's just the way it is. And especially these journals who make a living off of that shit. They're going to be like, we're going to hone in on you and like make money off of you. Because similarly to what the quartering does, bless his heart. Like I understand he's one of the biggest grifters in the game. They do the same thing. They will use him to make money and get clicks.
Exactly.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
I struggle with what you're saying as I scroll down here and I see Doc's face everywhere. And then, there we go. There's 3 more articles written about him, right? Look, we all do it. Everybody here does it, including them, right?
Exactly.
There's a reason why DrDisRespect's face is on our thumbnail today.
Yep,
right?
and right there, no context. They talk about the quartering, replying firm handshakes. But again, he did that because the word minor was edited out. Absolutely no context from these hacks.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it is crazy. It is crazy to see how broken these people are.
Yep.
And this further pushes home the idea of how there are normal people in the world, right? Normal men who watch this show who are not sucked in. They don't live in New York. They don't live in LA. They don't live in San Francisco. They don't live on either coast. And these are just normal people who live their life. But when you live in these highly metropolitan areas and you're surrounded by this nonsense, you live in a bubble, and anything outside of that bubble scares you.
Yes.
Scares you to hell. And that's what you're seeing right here, right? You're seeing this isn't what I'm used to. I don't know anything about this. And then on top of that, you add social media into it, and your bubble gets thicker, right? And it's harder to break, which further just showcases the divide. Now, I'm not talking about not just in the country, just people in general. I have nothing in common with any of these people, And here's the reality, right? When you look at something, like I said, you live your life. You're an adult. You live your life. You live your best life. Go crazy, right? Who cares? And my statement, somebody was like, "Oh, you're the guy who said, leave kids alone," right? Because I say that too. I 100% stand by that. I stand by it in this situation too. As soon as you deal with kids, it's off. It's over. It's done. It's really simple. You live your best life. Just don't mess with kids. That's it. And I don't know how much more clear people can be. Wait for the facts. When the facts come out, there it is.
Exactly.
Don't become the news. If you're a content creator, don't do that to yourself. Stay away from the kids, guys.
Captain Capitalism came in and says the Gamers article confirms that this leak was potentially politically motivated. The initial tweet went viral, ended with F him and his boys. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Aaron came in and says the Lamer article is exactly what I'm talking about. A bunch of cancel pigs where they have far greater sins in their closet. Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate that. As pointed out, Suna says, how many people's lives were ruined by Jason withholding the Blizzard dirt that happened years ago and released his own book after the fact?
He had that information for, I believe, 4.5 years, almost 5 years. That's insane.
It's, oh man. Says Craig's right. There's a much bigger story here. I've heard years ago that there were tags that PDFs would search to find underage streamers and constantly donate to them to try to become quote unquote friends.
Ugh.
Right. It's disgusting. All right. You guys have been great today. We've gone 2 hours, which is, considerably longer than we usually go. But so I'm going to give Vara, if you need to go and you need to make videos, I'll give you the out. Nina, the same with you. If y'all want to stick around, you're more than welcome. But if you need to bolt, by all means. Okay. Nina, if you need to bolt, do you need?
I'm good, but I just gotta. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Take your time. Let's go read off some of this support real quick. Let's start up here with Master Gawa Blabs.
Master Gawa says, "Thank you for hosting the beautiful and talented Vara, Doc. We can't let Mark live down her cowardice. Vara, please cut a promo calling Mark a chicken. Shame her till she has to accept her own challenge."
Yeah, it's I don't think there's anything that's going to get through to Alyssa, but maybe one day she'll change her mind.
Steven says, "The Pyramid Head actor from Silent Hill 2006 film had a cute bottom, according to his co-star Rada." Okay. Stay-at-home hippo. Hopefully Ron gets his lines back from Hermione in the HP remake. Justice for Riz Weasley. I agree 100%. Master Gawa says, forgive me, Vara, but I would watch you fight anyone and would pay double if the fight is in Jello. Also, please have her on again with Kirsch and Savvy. Gear says, wow, the cringe is strong in regards to the gamers.
Yep.
Captain Capitalism says, Gaming Award? I'd rather stick needles in my eyes. Ugh, I'd rather watch the Gaming Award then, really. X Hammer says, these people wouldn't survive 30 seconds in a COD Xbox 360 lobby. Correct.
Yep.
Sergeant Buck, but how will this help us sell more burgers?
Great question.
Thank you. Quagmire says, I highly respect opinions on this panel. Epic Mickey 2 or Kingdom Hearts 3. What should I play next? Or do you guys recommend another platform action? Ooh. I mean, I'll say Epic Mickey 2 only because I didn't play Kingdom Hearts 3, so I'm biased. Sorry.
I like Kingdom Hearts. It's not bad. It's just not my favorite series.
Craig?
I'd go with Epic Mickey. Yeah.
All right. Dwight says, is it just me or do drag queens look like demons? Yeah.
Them.
That's kind of their point. They look weird. Gear says, breakup simulator. Digital Motion Media became a new member. Thank you very much. Just Legacy says, hey, Craig, was wondering if you've seen the B.O. Dallas's new promo, one of the best there's been in a while.
The Bo Dallas promo, yeah, over in wrestling. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. I saw the VHS tape they dropped off on the show last night. That's pretty good stuff.
I gave up on wrestling after the Undertaker Brock fight. I'm sorry. I was triggered. I'm sorry. I was out after that.
I hear that. I grew up. I've been teetering on and off with wrestling for a long time. I don't watch it 90% of the time, but something will suck me in for a minute, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'll still watch clips in certain matches, but other than that, I'm out.
Very much so. By the way, an update on the DrDisRespect stuff. The San Francisco 49ers, I guess they have an official working relationship with him. They have gone and they've said, we take these developments seriously and will not be working with them going forward. So the San Francisco 49ers, I didn't know they had an official relationship.
Yeah,
but,
I didn't know either.
But
well, that's also a big joke is he thought the team was called the 40 Miners.
Ah!
That's not a good joke.
Nice.
There's a lot of good memes coming out of the situation, even though it's just a clusterfuck overall. There are some good jokes.
Right.
Yeah. The worthy one says, on the guys hyping each other up after saving the raccoon. You see, feminist testosterone can be positive too. Take that. That's right, worthy one.
Pretty great.
Kite the Twin Blade says, if you go into a bar, you assume anyone there is 21 or older. That doesn't make you an accessory to underage drinking if you buy a girl a drink. I mean, yeah, I said no, like you would assume, right? Twitch's terms of service is 13 plus. So that kind of doesn't really correlate with this.
Right.
Different thing.
Yeah, I think that's it's kind of a false equivalency.
Yeah, doesn't really work.
Right.
Warhound says, as Legal Mindset pointed out, he probably got told by Twitch to edit the tweet for the NDA. I refuse to castigate him because there's nothing actionable.
Right. And I think for me, the whole statement itself would have been, I would have been like, okay, if that single word wasn't in it. Right. And that single word literally changed the entire, and the fact that it was edited, like that
right there was really, really tough to see because his statement was fine and I initially saw it unedited and then I saw the edited version and I was like, oh my God, this is a nightmare for him now.
Right.
It's just ick because he's talking to a minor and it's like, well, that's kind of gross.
Right. And then he was trying to hide it again, but like he admitted it. It's just it is a gross situation.
It's like, okay, once again, people say, well, whispers were supposed to be 18 and up.
Was it though? I thought it also might have been 13 also for everything.
Let's just say hypothetically, right? If that was the case, if whispers were set for 18 and up, right? Hypothetically, how many kids do you know have lied to get somewhere? Maybe with a fake ID, maybe
Right.
buying some alcohol when they're young, maybe getting some cigarettes. I don't know, maybe kids who shouldn't be able to get a tattoo before they're 18, getting a tattoo before they're 18, right? Like people, especially online, how easy to say, yeah, I'm 18. Yeah, I'm 21, whatever. Like it's easy peasy, especially on Twitch. There's no verification at all. You don't have to put in your license to check. Nobody's physically checking these things. So yes, in theory, it should be 18 and up, but this is also the internet. And let's not be ignorant to the fact that it's the internet.
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
let's
It
not-
could
let's
have
not
been
be
some
dumb.
dude too, pretending to be a girl, and vice versa. You know, like you will never know, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of catfishing going on.
Maxer for Canadian $5 says a lot of assumptions the minor is female and what the nature of the conversation even was. Inappropriate is very broad and subjective these days.
Agreed. Yeah, you're right. The minor could be female, could be male, could be they, them. Who knows?
Yeah.
Mo, Lester, member for 4 months, a bit ironic. Anyway, my guess is what he said yesterday had to be approved by Twitch because of the NDA, probably, while we won't see any context. Maybe. Joseph says, what's hilarious is how these streamers keep saying they knew Doc. Let's be honest, none of them actually knew each other. Most people don't know anybody they chat with online on a personal level. Well, we don't actually know that because Nick, Merks, Tim, DrDisRespect, they all came up together. They might have been actually friends. We will never know. Only they will know what their actual real friendship was. It could have just been, let's do a schedule. We're going to do all that and like that's it. Or they could actually like hang out and talk on the phone or whatever. We will never know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hold on. I would say we're friends, right? But I don't know. But you still work for me, right?
Yes.
You still work together on a day-to-day basis. I talk to you probably more than anybody I talk to in my personal life, right? What's that?
I said, you poor thing then.
I know it's pathetic. But with that said, like I don't know, like I don't know
Exactly. We don't know like what they would have known. They're completely innocent, really, because how are they supposed to know? Just because you are friends with someone doesn't mean you actually really know them.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
there's the parasocial relationships that happen online, and it's a really weird thing. But honestly, on a really basic level, how much do you really know your real online friend or real life friends? Sometimes, like things happen, and then you're like, wow, I thought I knew that person. And it's like you actually did know that person in real life. And then they turn out to be somebody completely different and have completely different values than you do. So, I mean, it happens all the time.
Right.
So,
and even if they were friends, it's not like Doc probably told them, oh, by the way, I
hit up this minor.
I hit up this minor. Or I
Yeah.
talked to this person inappropriately. I doubt that they knew, even when it came to consenting adults, that he was cheating on his wife. Like, I just don't think that's something that he would go around casually saying to, even if they are his friends.
1000%. Like, how many times have you got to? Hey, like, dude, no, there's like, well, Doc's been to football games with Tim. Cool, awesome.
Yeah.
Once again, they may have been best friends. But once again,
People keep secrets from each other.
Yes, exactly. How many times have we seen people who think they know? But I've known him for years. I can't believe it. I've been his neighbor for 15 years. I can't believe he murdered his dog or his wife or what, like it.
Rip
they
the
were
dog.
whatever. I'm just saying, like,
but it happens on the news all the time. Like whenever there's a murderer or something, and they're always like interviewing the neighbors. And
He
he's like,
seems
he's
so
the
nice.
nicest guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Justin makes it very obvious. People always tell others their deepest, darkest secret. It's true.
right.
Anyway, moving on. Darkside Droid says Twitch literally has streams every day on their platform. Look at the hot tub pool stream section where women are practically nude. And to be fair, it's not just like Twitch; it's also Kick now too. Let's be real with that. Cerny of Strife says fact that Twitch settled means to me they have a lot of skeletons in the closet that they don't want out. Also true.
Real quick, 26 Blackshire says his own wife didn't know, right? I mean, and look, there is like we'd be ignorant if we didn't. There's not some truth to this as well. They are also distancing themselves for business reasons. Like,
yeah. I mean, what do you expect from them? They're businessmen conducting a business who don't want to lose that business because somebody else did something.
Yeah, friendly reminder, all these people were pro-BLM. Then the minute, the tides changed, Nick Merckx was all like, Trump 2024. It's like, whoop, okay. No, times changed, so there's a tide. Winterfell says, this show has reported this D&D, Talking Disrespect story fairly, in my opinion. Thank you,
Thank you. Like, that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Gear says, is this dark web? Keep on preaching, Vara. Thank you. Box says, just don't go to Kick-Ass. They have the same issues as Twitch with thoughts, crimes, and young viewers. Correct. It's not just a Twitch thing. It's like worldwide, but on platforms. Gunstar1 says, very dark and Nina and Fiddy on the same show. All I need is Snarky J, and you've got my 3 favorite women on YouTube. Awesome. Peplina says, real life Eowyn, we got it with Vara Dark here. Keep it up.
Oh, yeah, she does look like her. Oh my God. You just totally placed it for me. I was like, Vara always looks like someone. And I'm like, I can't place it. And
that is a great compliment.
Well, Craig is the Lord of the Rings expert, although he probably doesn't even know who.
I have a Lord of the Rings. I have 2 Lord of the Rings shelves behind me with
as
tons of stuff.
Yes, as the resident Lord of the Rings expert on the show, I approve of your shelves.
Yes.
And I fully encourage more
Lord of the Rings is fucking amazing.
I think this is going right over Vara's head, Craig.
He doesn't know.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a reference.
And that's the idea, because so I'd never seen Lord of the Rings up until about 3 months ago when.
Right. I do actually remember that. Yes.
I've since seen all 3 of them, and in return, I would like to.
And they were 10 out of 10s, right? Because if you say no, I'm clicking leave studio, and I'm out of here.
So let me tell you. Can I be honest about it? All right.
No.
Okay.
You cannot be honest.
All 10 out of 10.
Doesn't have Craig have shit takes, Ratatouille, Lord of the Rings.
I know. We got to get him out of here.
Sometimes I
got to
wonder
replace
how
him.
Well,
you got to replace him with a strong, independent woman.
It's a wonder how I cope some days.
He can come back when he has a wig on and he's acting like a strong, independent woman.
He actually does have a wig. I feel like he's going to get up and grab it.
Vara, have you ever cosplayed as her? You should.
I haven't, no, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe Halloween this year. There you go.
She's a great character.
He left. He's backstage, but he's not in the room anymore.
I'm actually curious to know what his rating was for the movie.
I want to know too.
I feel like it was a 7 or 8 for the second one. I can't remember. But anyway.
Oh my God.
Yes.
No.
Suno Soul Silver says, can we make next June get the fuck out of social media month?
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely less than last year.
Yeah.
That helps you.
I feel like that Hawk Tua girl took everything over. She saved the internet this month.
Crit Nature says, as a European, this is just crazy. Since here, if you're 17, you just considered underage, not a minor. In fact, pretty much all girls I grew up with at this age had boyfriends well into the 20s. Yes, it is a country thing.
It depends on where you are, which is another big piece of the puzzle. But he specified a minor, so that means I would take that as a minor wherever he is, which I believe is California.
Yeah.
And then Joey says, on a completely different topic, OG Resident Evil trilogy is being released on
I
GOG.
know, so exciting.
This is all great and all, but Capcom should release them on consoles as well.
True.
So where's your wig there, Craig? It's not there, huh? Captain Capitalism says, Craig wants Doc socked. Who radicalized you, sir?
I'm back as a woman. And I'd like you to respect me.
Definitely not now.
I'm back as a man. Sorry. The idea of Doc socked. No, like I said, do the crime, do the time, and he hasn't been charged with anything, but in the court of public appeal.
Ick.
Yeah, it's still ick, right?
It's still not acceptable.
Right, exactly. You morally look at somebody and go that's gross. It's okay to do that, right? There are people who walk around with their shirts off in parades or maybe with nothing on at all, and it may not be illegal in that city, but I'll tell you what, it's sure gross. It's gross,
Chat's like, Craig, it's ma'am.
I'm back.
Oh. Wormsworth says, pretty new here, enjoying every episode. Been a fan of Vara for a few years. Glad to see we're starting to get more traction. Well, hello.
Thank you.
We're all growing together, which is great.
Nostagawa says, journals protect the system, not the people. Twitch isn't making money. Twitch knows its flaws and features. If Twitch dropped porn, it's over like Tumblr. I never was even on Tumblr. I thought that was like the lamest shit
I
ever.
wasn't either, yeah.
It was just a bunch of SJWs and like what now are like absolutely mentally deranged people fangirling and shipping characters and making them gay. And it's like,
yep.
What are you doing?
Bizarre Star came in, says, with the 5, says, with someone like Alyssa, I would really be surprised if she wanted to fight Vara in the street so she could try to put assault charges on her or something. Right.
Probably.
You punched me, ow, assault. Right. The same people who probably want to, F the popo, right? They're the first to cry about it when they get hit in the jaw. Aiden came in and says, I'm a little bit late, but congrats to the Florida Panthers for winning their first cup in franchise history. They earned it. And as a Stars fan, you earned my respect. Can't wait till November 7th when the Stars play again, them in Finland next year. Okay, cool. Nice. Cool. Thanks, Aiden. And Vera Rocks came in with the $19 direct donation. Says, thanks for having Vera on the stream today. Hey, it's our pleasure. Vera's excellent. And Ranger Uninspired picked up the Let Us Skateboard t-shirt as well as some other great stuff. Says, good afternoon, normal men and bro chachas. Wanted to show my support to Side Strollers and Craig's daughter. Hope everyone has a great week. Hail to the normal men and the bro chachas. So are we delineating the difference between normal men and bro chachas now? Is that what we're doing?
I didn't know that was a thing. I just thought I was just a brochacho.
Oh, well, Ranger Inspired, thank you so much for picking up the American Pride t-shirt and my daughter's Let Us Skateboard shirt. Really appreciate it.
Oh, that's cute.
I love that.
That's why it's on a shirt. It's awesome. She brought it home from school. I loved it. I was like, that needs to go on a shirt. And that's exactly what happened. She gets a portion of she gets $5 out of every shirt and it goes into her post-high school fund. So
she's so cute. That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Also over on Rumble, B. Barrett says, how did all this doc controversy start? It started with a whisper. That's true. Land Party Enjoyer came in with 2, says, and I quote, where are you? Why are you not pulling up? That's okay. Oh, there it is. It says, as per agreeing with Pokemon, it turns out you can agree with some people sometimes, even if you don't agree with them on most of the time. It's called nuance. Let's be adult. Don't be a cultist. There you go. Nuance
100%.
is important. Dude says the Ratatouille game is great on the PlayStation 2, even has a speedrunning community. Nice. And Cookie Don came in with the 5 as well, just simply with a nice emote. We really appreciate that. Yes, and that's the one thing that we're missing out with all this stuff is nuance. It's insane. Nuance. It's a lovely thing, which people have seemed to have forgotten online. Stay-at-home Hippo says normal women stream win. Well, I am, by the way, looking at a special edition of Side Scroll Hers coming soon. So we'll get to that soon. Nikki came in and says, will Craig be able to beat DuckTales Remastered today? Yeah. So find me over on the Side Strollers Plays channel. Once again, a totally separate channel than this. I'll be playing DuckTales Remastered because I'm starting from the beginning as I was in the last final fight of the game and I got reset to the beginning. Thank you so much, which is great.
That sucks.
Yeah. Hidden Jim Gamer says, did someone say Finland? I'm going there next year. We'll have a great time. You're gonna enjoy it. I'm sure it's gonna be great.
Nice.
All right. Do we have any closing remarks for the day, ladies? Nina, do you have anything you want to say or promote or get out there?
No, thank you for having me on. I will be going live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern for Infinite Talk with John Talks, and I think Stephanie from My Nerdy Home is going to be joining us. Probably maybe a couple other people. We're going to just have fun and talk about random topics. And of course, I have my good news show on Fridays that I do at 2 p.m. Eastern where I talk about just good things and good people, good humans, because we need more positive energy in this world. But thank you guys for having me on. It was really fun to hang out with you guys today.
Of course. Do me a favor. Follow the mouse, just like my mouse is going to do. Check this out. Scroll on over. Find Nina Infinity. Hit the subscribe button right there, just like that. Get that nice little thing right there. She continues to grow. Let's get her to 25,000. That'd be great. Yeah, also, Vera, where can we find you?
You can find me basically everywhere. Twitter, YouTube, Minds, Odyssey. I have tons of different accounts set up, and I'm a gaming live streamer, entertainment commentator, and I'm currently streaming through my playthrough of Shadow of the Erd Tree. Elden Ring's one of my favorite games ever. So, yeah.
Love it. Awesome. Well, you've been doing good work. Everybody's been doing good work except for Blabs. But here we are.
What? Tells me that every day. It's fine.
Every day.
Abuse,
It's like,
workplace abuse.
Yes,
I know.
I am HR, so it kind of sucks. I'm like, hello.
Oh no.
Do you have any memes today, Blab?
We do not have any memes today that I can think of.
Outside of just laughing at the gamer article, which is great.
Yeah, no memes.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much.
I would like to just share. Follow me on YouTube because I will definitely be making a video about J.K. Rowling's new announcement with the Harry Potter show, and I will deep dive, go autistic on it.
Sounds good. All right.
Thank you.
Go find Blabs' channel. Link to everyone's is in the description. Appreciate you guys popping in. Thank you so much for your support, allowing us to do this every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time. We'll be back tomorrow. Blabs, who do we have on tomorrow for Thursday?
So we have Dutch Butters, formerly known as Matt from Salty Nerd Podcast.
Oh, good.
And we also have World Class Bullshitters near Jeff. So
nice.
It's going to be a
great show.
double whammy of a show tomorrow.
Then on Friday, Blabs is gone, but we'll be joined by Gothics as well. So it's going to be a really
Vanessa's great.
So always a great show. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, ladies, for joining us and providing some wonderful inside gear. Thank you so much for your membership for 2 months. But let's get out of here. It's time to go. With that said, remember, people are going to... What?
Salty Nerds here. Hi.
Yeah, let's go. With that said, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great day, guys. See you guys later. Bye-bye.